All right. Hey, we are live, even though I've got music still playing in the background somewhere. I don't know. Do I have an echo? I haven't used StreamYards in ages. Oh, I do have an echo.
I don't hear one.
There we go. It's gone now. All right. Hey, welcome everyone. It is the 2nd of January, 2023. We are going to be discussing a little bit of the year in review for 2022 about the, I guess the. I don't know what words to describe her this year. We got to come up with something original, but the ever dishonest, I guess, Katie Joy Paulson that you've been reviewing for like last year, which I haven't really done much of. So this is going to be more of a catch up for me and a review for you. However, before we get started, we got to talk about the more important stuff. I am actually having a rum and Coke tonight, an actual rum and actual Coke. This is rum and Coke, and Erin here, who happens to know a lot about drinks, is going to actually show us how to make a drink real quick before we get started.
Yes,
how cool is that?
I am. Let me just hit post. Okay, there we go. Just so you know, for what I put on the post regarding the stream, I said a year in review on all the fuckery of KJ over on Steve McCrae's channel. So I don't know. You were talking about a title or name or something, what to call it. Not the stream, but what to call what we're talking about. So I don't know.
Grifts, Tiffs, and Riffs. I thought that was apropos.
Yeah, that is. That's definitely better than all things fuckery. You're right. Okay. So what I'm going to be making is called an espresso martini. Now, there's a few different ways in which you can make this. Some people don't want any like Baileys and any Irish cream in it whatsoever. They just want,
why?
Yeah, I know. That's exactly.
Crazy.
Like they don't want the sweetness. It's almost like a coffee black, but with vodka. You know what I mean? And cold too. I don't get that. That's nuts. Yeah, that's just nuts. Yeah. So I'm making mine with Baileys because I'm the one drinking it, and that's how I like it. And it's real simple. There's not even a whole lot to it. You can use like other kinds of liquor, maybe for your foundational liquor. Like you can maybe use rum if you want or something. But me personally, I really love the vanilla vodka, and not just any vanilla vodka. And I'm not sponsored or anything by any means. I like the Pinnacle whipped vodka when it comes to drinks like this, when flavorful drinks, because this is way better tasting than the Stoli vanilla. I just got to say that. And I've had a lot of vodkas, but
she speaks from experience on this.
Yes, I do. Now, I don't have martini glasses big enough, like that mine will only hold like maybe 2 ounces. So I'm using one of my margarita glasses for this, like normal. But for this, you're going to need a shaker and some ice. So try not to be loud. So put some ice in a glass. And I just do like equal parts, maybe a little bit extra of the Irish cream. So, and I'm using the long end of this jigger here. I don't know how much it holds because for some reason Jack Daniels just skims on things like, I don't know, measurements info on their things. It's kind of bullshit. So I don't know. I think it's like a shot and a half maybe. So I fill it up to the top with the vanilla vodka and then dump it in the glass. Then you normally, like if I was at work, I would be using this or Kahlua, and I would probably add a little bit of coffee liqueur because though it's very similar, it's a little different in my opinion. But I only had like one little backpack, and I went to the liquor store like an hour ago. I wasn't bringing home like 2 huge bottles. I'm sorry, it wasn't going to happen. So, and then this fill right up to the top. This is your coffee flavored liqueur.
This looks really good.
Now you can use like actual coffee as a little bit of a mixing agent. Just let it be chilled, obviously, if you want, or you can use like some sort of like cold brew like concoction that you buy from the store if you want, whatever you want, really. Me personally, I just like to keep it simple with the booze and then some Baileys, which is also technically booze. And then, I have rye, it's not Baileys, but it's Irish cream nonetheless. So then I fill this up to the top. And then, like I said, I personally like to add just a little bit of extra of this. So I'm going to fill this about halfway.
Just a little bit of extra. I like how she says
a little bit extra.
Yeah, it's just, just enough flavor. That's all it is, It's not for the alcohol really content. It's just for the flavor. Let's make sure that we're aware of this.
It really, really, really is. If I wanted alcohol content, I'd be using the vodka or some shit. So on that note, I'm going to move my ice out of my way. Sorry. I had everything all situated, but now it's a mess again. So then I'm going to put my top on this. I'm I'm going to mute myself too when I do this so I don't make anyone go deaf with the sound of ice just crashing around. So, well, if I can get back over to my Google, my Chrome doesn't want to load for me.
I can mute you from here if you like.
Okay, yeah, why don't you do that? Just
Okay, you muted. Shake it. Yeah, shake it. Just shake it. Oh God, just shake it harder. Shake it like you mean it. Shake it like you have feelings for it. Oh wait, this is the wrong stream. All right, there we go. All right, now you're unmuted.
I'll shake it like I'm murdering it.
God, look at that violence that she had to get out. This frustration. We haven't even talked about Katie yet, and she's already like trying to murder this freaking martini. So what is this called again? Espresso martini?
Yeah, it's an espresso martini. Really, anything coffee flavored, you can technically call an espresso martini, but there's no like really strong coffee shit in it. Like I said, you can add whatever you want to it. If you like it sweet, then add the Baileys.
Yeah, no,
if you don't like it sweet, then don't.
I will so try that. I'm just having Coke with a shot, a measured shot of Kraken rum, which is really, really amazing flavored rum. She was trying to get me to do a double shot. I'm like, no.
Pussy.
But I'm a lightweight, so I what it is. But I mean, I might have another. This is actually really good. You can't even taste. I don't know if you ever had the Kraken with Coke, but you can't even taste the alcohol in it at all. It just tastes like vanilla Coke.
We use that at the bar for one of our martinis. It's called a Banana Foster's or Foster's Banana Martini, something like that. And basically, as we make it, it's really sweet. It has like this banana rum cream and, some other sweet things like butterscotch, schnapps and shit. And then we float the Kraken on top, like a good amount, and then we light that shit on fire. So,
sounds. So let me ask you, generally speaking, how much would that espresso martini run you in a good establishment? Not one that you would work at, but a good establishment.
Well, I actually work at probably the busiest place in the whole city. And it's not the highest scale, like most upscale, but it's definitely above average, I'd say. But
about $10.
Yeah, this one here is $10. Some of our martinis run as high as $14. Our mojito is like a cranberry mojito right now this time of year. That's $14.
I had an old fashioned that cost me like $16 or something like that once, and I'm not even a fan of old fashions, so whatever. But it was well made, professionally made. But yeah, some of the drinks getting expensive. So live chat, wave hi to everybody in the live chat. Thank you for joining us. One of the more interesting ones was from actually Surgeon General, who just said that his first sip of alcohol was from Bailey's. From thanks, Mom. So Mom led you down the path of alcoholism. That's great. Thanks, Mom. My first I think was Cutty Shark Scotch, if I'm not mistaken. Probably.
Oh, that was your first.
Yeah, because my dad liked Jameson and Cutty Shark, which is funny because two scotches I don't like. And he made a little bar in the house that we had. He had a step down bar, and so usually my sister and I would get Shirley Temples. We'd sit at the bar, pretend we're adults, and have Shirley Temples. Well, they had adult drinks, and then I remember you let me try the one of his drinks, and I was like, oh God, no, this is horrific. But yeah. Anyways,
my first was because I got into my parents' liquor cabinet. I was like 9 or 10 or 11, maybe, I don't know. And I was trying to impress a friend of mine who was spending the night. So we mixed the two liquors I found in there, which was gin and Grand Marnier.
That sounds like a disgusting combination.
It was. It really was.
Yeah. Thank you, April 3 Canadian. Give Steve and Blonde Elvira some love. That is really an apropos description. I like that.
My poops.
She's all decked out. I know she's like ready to party tonight, man. Holy crap. Look at that. She's working it for you all tonight, man. She didn't have to go to work. She decided to go here instead. So thank you, April. Really appreciate that. That begins actually our Grift for 2023, which is actually a good segue to kind of talk about what we're going to talk about. But there was one, I was going to mention something before I did that. It was about the alcohol stuff. But I don't remember what it was. So it doesn't really matter. But anyways, cheers, Erin.
Yes, cheers.
I'm
still here. I'm still here. I'll be turning the camera right back on in just a second. What the hell? I turned this off.
I didn't do it.
Sorry. No, it's my phone. I thought I turned the volume off, but okay, now it's off.
Lady Firebrand says, my first sip of alcohol was a suburban dad and a friend, his school friend, calling it white lightning for good reason. Yeah, that's moonshine, basically. Jesus. Yeah. That's like 180, 190 proof.
Yeah,
100 proof, that's high.
One of my customers brought that in one time, and And I wanted to try it, but I was I still had like 4 or 5 hours left of my shift, so I wasn't going to do a shot of it. So I just dipped my finger in it and just put my finger in my mouth, and my fucking lips went numb.
Yeah, that's pure alcohol.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's funny she mentioned a friend, and you mentioned getting in a liquor cabinet. I remember when I was in high school, I had a girl that I had met at a party, and we were getting drunk, and we had the party's house was one of the girls there broke into basically her dad's liquor cabinet. Hey, come on, we're teenagers, right?
Mhm.
And we ended up drinking the vast majority of it. She got super sick, and so I was holding her like ponytail. She was puking in the toilet, really bad. And we became best friend. We became best friends after that. We started dating for a while. I still keep in touch with her to this day. That's how you build bonds. So when people get drunk and you help them puke, that's how you build friendships and rapport.
Yeah. Right? In fact, I can think of one such bond. I was partying in a trailer, and I was puking out the side door, and someone was holding me so I didn't fall out flat on my face out the side door. And I trusted them to do it. That was a bond.
That was last night. All right. Let's get started. Let's start with what guys I all came here for. First, I want to talk about the last year. There was something that was started by a gentleman named Hotep Jesus. He has an organization called Men of what is it called? Is it Men of Distinction, or is that a group? Isn't that a group? That's a singing group, isn't it? Men of Distinction.
No idea.
Yes, singing in the grass, walking in the grass, laying in the grass. Somebody look it up for me. I don't have Google right now, so I don't want to do anything besides stream. So I think there was a group called Men of Distinction. And they had a song called laying in the grass. I can hear it in my head, but anyways. But Hotep Jesus, he has a thing that he started in 2021 called the Grifties, and he has a website called Grifties.com, and you can put people's names on there for $5. They have a hell of a grift, by the way. They had like 150 names plus groups. That's a good grift right there. And guess who won, Erin?
Who won? I didn't even know it concluded.
Yeah, it ended the 31st of December.
Who won?
Take a wild guess.
Katie?
Come on. If only. No, Katie. I didn't really want Katie to win, only for the fact that she could have used it to get more publicity that she doesn't need, obviously. So.
Who, you?
Oh, come on. Yes!
You did? Are you serious?
Yes!
Oh, you fucker.
I did. In fact, let me show you. Let me show you.
Dude, after I saw your name end up on the list, I thought, dude, what am I nuts? I got to get on that list. And I swear to God, I tried adding myself, but I like twice. It didn't work.
I didn't try, but I heard that people were having issues adding people. It wasn't working too well. I don't know the reasons or anything like that. Yeah, but let's look at the names here. Number 1, Steve McCray, Non Sequitur Show. Thank you.
Congratulations. That is awesome, dude.
Because people may not know that Hotep Jesus' channel only is like, well, I shouldn't say only, it's considerable. It's like 80,000, but his main channel is like 400,000. I mean, he's got a bigger channel, 300,000. He's got a bigger channel. Mm-hmm. So he was on Fox News the other day. This guy's
really?
legit. Yeah, he was on Fox News. Or he did an interview.
Why?
No, I'm sorry, not Fox News. He was on. Oh, it's worse than Fox News. He was on Alex's Jones show.
Oh God, you're right. That is worse.
Yeah, not by much. Hotep Jesus is a I think he's a PhD or master's degree in social, some social field, and so he talks a lot about that and about right wing, left wing stuff and politics. He's very, very. I mean, he's smart. He has some very profound insights. I've listened to him before, and I've been talking to him for a while, actually. So he knows all about me. He knows all about Katie. He thinks it's hilarious because what it was for was the Grifties is supposed to be set up for people that, in his words, have entered a community and then left the community worse off than they found it. Now, who fits that?
That's totally Katie. Yeah. What the hell?
Right. Exactly. And he knows this. He knows everything about Katie. So it's funny that somebody like myself, who was the community, one of the communities that she came into, infiltrated, grifted the shit out of them, and then left to go infiltrate other communities, and I end up winning. So it's kind of hilarious, right? But yeah, it's really good publicity because I get to promote the Non Sequitur Show because I told Hotep, hey, the top 3, we're all going to go get the award together. We want to like go as a group. And I asked both Charlotte on the Web and Molly Golightly if they were interested in that. They're like, oh, hells yes, let's do it. So That's pretty cool. And then I won't show all the other names, but you notice the 4 and 5.
Yeah, I'm going through them right now. Yeah.
Yeah. You read them off. Go ahead.
You guys.
This is an
out,
image, so I can't scroll down. There's nothing. It's just an image.
You guys beat out Ethan Klein, Dark-Sided Phil. Let's see here.
I saw
Steven Crowder.
Wait, was it Skydiver Phil or Darkside Phil?
Dark-Sided Phil, I think. Okay. Yeah, Dark-Sided
I know
Phil.
I was gonna say I know Skydiver Phil,
Turtle Boy.
and he's really cool. I don't know Turtle Boy.
Amber Heard.
Yeah, I know. I beat Amber
Osteen.
Heard. I bet Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen, who has got to be one of the most prolific prosperity gospel grifters in all of humanity. It's just the beginning of time. That man has made so much money off people and religion than anybody else. Probably. That dude is the definitive grifter for prosperity.
You beat Donald Trump.
I did. I beat Donald Trump. Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi. Holy shit, Katie was all the way back in 33.
That's a given. Yeah. Yeah, she was she made 32, 33 from last time I looked. Yeah. So she's definitely on there. And I'm sure they're going to talk about her, right? Because it's not just the winner. They have about 10 different categories. And so I don't know what the categories are going to be this year. He hasn't got back to me on that. But I'm pretty sure that I'd be surprised if Katie doesn't meet one of the categories. But hopefully it'll be me accepting my award in person as I asked to do.
I switched over to the groups and Bot Sentinel's at number 1.
Is it Bot Sentinel number 1?
Yeah.
Boozy, Buzzy, whatever his name is. That's hilarious.
That's funny.
So anyways, I'm honored. I'm thrilled. I'm glad we could start the 2023 Grift. It's so funny because most of those names on that list are pretty affluent, right? And I'm like, okay, if I'm grifting, how come
you're like
I'm
famous.
not
You
why am I not 6-digit figure income yet? Where are all my subs? Where are all my members? Where are all my people sending me millions and freaking dollars that these guys get? I'm telling you, I should have gone into religion. I would have been freaking good at it. I could have been like a preacher because a lot of those guys like Jay Olson, all they do is just go up there and preach some Bible verses and they get freaking. If you love God and trust in God that he will get rid of your debt, then send me $20,000 and I will pray for you and it will show that you are given faith unto God that he will relieve you from that debt. There you go.
I love that one preacher who's like who had like one private jet, but Jesus spoke to him and said that he needed to have the second private jet, the newer one, because he was due for an upgrade.
That was Dollar. Was CeeLo Dollar. Yeah, he had the Gulfstream 4 and he wanted the 5 or the 5 or 6 because he needed to get faster around the world to preach.
Yeah,
that's a grift. And then there was the other guy, the one that what was his name? I'm drawing a blank here. The alcohol's already affected me. She was giving him an interview while he was getting in a car about did he really need a plane to go preach to people, and he's like, "Don't you ever say that." Who was that?
There was the one. Oh, there was the guy who was like,
Copeland.
I can't fly public or something like that.
Yeah.
There's demons or some shit like that on the planes or some shit like that.
It's like, you don't want one of God's righteous warriors flying coach, do you? Yeah, it's kind of
exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was hilarious. So obviously I'm doing something wrong. My grift sucks, and hopefully this year I'll get better at it. I'm working on it. Give me some time. This is new to me, but I might as well use this to my advantage because this could be a big win for Non Sequitur Show because this is huge advertisement.
I feel so freaking weird just like even saying, hey, my birthday's tomorrow and I made a birthday Amazon wish list, but I picked out all stuff for the channel, so it's not like just me wanting shit, I feel weird about that. Like I really suck at this.
Yeah, I've had so many people say, hey, just put it on your Amazon wish. And when's the last time I ever talked about my Amazon wish list? 3 years ago, 4 years? I mean, it's been a while.
I don't think I ever heard you talk about it, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't even know you had one.
No. I mean, everybody kind of has one, I guess. I mean, it's just you have Amazon. But I mean, I bought this for myself. This is my Chromebook that I bought for myself. And I paid $100 for it because I got a really good deal on it because I'm frugal as shit. I didn't ask anybody to buy it for me. I was like, I'm going to buy myself something that this was the end of my end of year purchase, right? So I frugal as hell until the end of the year. And I was like, I'm gonna splurge. And this is my splurge, $100. It's all I need.
Nice.
It's just, it does word processing. It does Twitter and does Facebook. And it's a small monitor, so it's not like too big on my desk. It's perfect. Why would I spend any more than I need for that? But anyways, yeah, so people that grift, the whole thing by the Hotep Jesus and the men of order. That's what it is. The men of order, not men of distinction. That is a group though, really good group. I love their song. laying in the grass or swinging in the grass or running in the grass, whatever the hell it is. But the criteria was, again, people that go into a community, grift off them, lie, manipulate, and then kind of leave the community to go do it to other places. And that's something, again, we see frequently with some people that for some reason want to build their channels on dishonesty. Matter of fact, you, Erin, have really been talking about one of them very specifically last year, which I still don't know what the hell her deal is, but do you remember Nonsense? Oh, we got to switch out real quick. Kwasi 5001. Congrats on your very own GOTY Grift of the Year. Yes, thank you, Kawasa. I do appreciate it very much, and thank you all. Thank you, Kawasa, for your support for the entire year and all your super chats and people that become Patreons and members of the channels. Autistic Santa and everybody that's supported me on the 2023. Thank you so much. Again, going to 2022, going to 2023, we are going to be doing a lot of stuff because I want to. I got my schedule down where I'm off every Friday, and I'm either like Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. So I'll stream on this channel and Non Sequitur, and I've got guests lined up. We're going to have fun this year. So, anyways, yeah. So, what about this Nonsense person, Erin? I don't know what the hell her deal was.
I don't know. Like, she's either just like, I don't like to like really comment on people's like mental health or whatever like that. But and I'm not diagnosing. I'm not diagnosing. I'm not saying that she's crazy or whatever, but either she has an agenda, like she has a reason for being here, or she might be a little off. I don't know which. But I gotta say, when she came on the scene, she knew like everything about Dre McRae and Von McRae and that entire situation, their whole dynamic and everything. But she seemed to know an awful lot about Katie, but not everything. So she still asked a lot of questions about Katie. So I don't think that she came here directly or solely due to Katie or as a representative of Katie in some fashion.
No, I don't think either. Matter of fact, people say she was Katie. I'm like, no, she's not. And I don't think she's even a representative of Katie. I think she was probably following Molly Golightly, if anything.
She knows like everything about Molly, but she also knows everything about Dre. So I don't know if she knows everything about Molly because she followed Dre, or if she knows everything about Dre because she followed Molly.
Yeah, you don't know which one's which, right? Post Hawk or Pop to Hawk. April Van Valen for 2 Canadian. Grift is going to grift. Thank you. Oh, you're too sweet. But yeah, you're right. I don't know which one comes first. And so I never listened to her. The only time I ever listened to Nonsense. Oh, hi, Renelle. Oh my God, Renelle. Mwah.
Hi, Renelle.
Renelle, if you like to join, by the way, if anybody likes to join us, please, by all means, let me know and I'll put the link out. Renelle, been loving your stuff. You know what's so funny? You
just might want to take your glasses off, though, Steve.
oh yeah, sorry. If I have Renelle and Erin here, I'm not responsible when I'm drinking. What may happen, obviously, right? So, yeah, clip that fucker. So Renelle, I had messaged her the other night. I just been watching her stuff, and I'm like, every time I watch Renelle's shit, I'm like, oh my God, the brilliance that she has and insight, and just she should have been a psychologist or sociologist. I swear, it's just amazing. So, yeah. I
could see her being like a counselor for like troubled teens.
Yeah,
like I think she'd be really good at that.
So this Nonsense person, she had something along the lines of, "Hey, Steve, if you ever watch this, reach out to me." Which I wouldn't watch her, but somebody had pointed it out to me, and I said, "Sure." But the next day, I literally said, "Hey, sure, we'll have a conversation. You want to know about Katie?" And she's like, "Oh, I changed my mind." Blah blah. I'm like, "Okay, fine. You dishonest. You didn't think that I was going to say yes, did you?" And so I realized that at that point, she was not ever interested in learning anything about Katie, factually speaking, or anything like that. That wasn't her agenda, as you said. But whatever her agenda was, it was certainly based upon the Marvin McRae story, which again in 2022 I didn't even touch on. If you notice, I didn't have it. Did I have a single stream on that?
No, nope. I don't think I've ever even really heard you mutter their names.
No, I'm not a death vulture, but I'm not somebody that really covers that kind of stuff. I feel for the family, obviously, and especially as somebody who's a Marine, that's a military person, and I am a huge, pro vet person. So I am interested in the story, but it wasn't anything I was going to cover. I know I'm the worst grifter, huh? I could have latched onto that story and just talked about Molly Golightly for freaking a year. But I don't watch Molly, so I don't talk about it. I only talk about things that I like, and so this Nonsense person, what ended up with her? What is she doing now? She moved on.
She see, here's the thing. No, she has not moved on, sadly. Now she's more or less a mouthpiece for Unirock. She's
shocker.
As of late, yeah. I guess she's a mod for his channel. I don't know. I haven't personally seen that, so I can't attest to that, but that's what I hear. But she's as of late, she's been spouting the same rhetoric that the uni people have been spouting regarding myself and the whole reading of the report and everything online and whatnot. Oh, that's right, because I spoke about this other stream and I concluded about this other stream and by saying, yeah, it's kind of fucked up that they read that on stream. Well, she just ignored the whole thing. So that tells me that she's here to run propaganda or narrative, whatever you want to call it. That's her purpose for being here. Whether she's doing it as an agent on behalf of like Katie or Uni or fucking Dre or whatever, I don't know. Or
no, I just you know,
I don't know. But she's here for propaganda. That's why she's here, in my opinion.
I don't know if it's that insidious. I just think she's stupid.
That too, yeah. She seems very, very bitter. Like she was like, you know how they say, like about guys like, oh, you were picked last in gym or whatever. Well, if there's a girl version to that about like being picked for like the clique or the group or whatever, as socially speaking, I think that scenario would apply to her. In my opinion.
She seems like she has like a chip on her shoulder or something.
Yes. Yeah.
But how is it that she came across or wanted to become across as somebody who was like, looking at facts, and yet everybody that I've seen reviews her, again, I don't watch her directly, so I can't make any direct comments, but those who I have watched, they all say the same thing. She can't get her simple facts right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How is that?
I don't know. And she always claims to come with receipts or whatever. The only times I've ever seen her show receipts were her showing screenshots of other people's DMs that other people had first shared themselves.
She doesn't know what evidence is. Right. It's all secondary. It's all third. It's never primary source. And even that's been
very, very limited, like a couple of times. She never shows anything. It's all opinion. It's all narrative, really, Mm-hmm. So yeah, she's not about like reducing harm or exposing people or whatever, because she herself employs the same tactics that she prides herself in calling out in others. Now, I'm of the belief that if an act is wrong, regardless of who's doing it or who it's against. That's not the belief she takes, apparently, it seems. So
yeah, and there's obviously some, I think, objective wrongness, and then there's a subjective. But in her case, when you purposely go out of your way not to get your facts right, that's objective. Hi, Sue Elliott. She says hi, Renee.
Hi, Sue Elliott. Hi.
Yeah.
Sue's birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, Sue.
Oh, hi, Sue. Well, happy birthday. Have you ever heard of what's called Howland's razor?
I don't. Yes, I have heard that. I don't remember what it is though.
Never attribute to malice that which could be explained adequately by stupidity. Yeah.
Yep.
It usually seems to be the case. Again, I don't think these people are that intelligent, because if they have any modicum of intelligence, they would really be trying to get to the facts. And I don't see that with half these people that you always talk about. When I listen to your stuff and you bring up these people, I'm like, why don't they just, if they want the answers, there's people that can give them answers and have the evidence to back it, not just hearsay, not just a opinion. We're talking hardcore evidence here. But they don't ever seem to do that. Matter of fact, you had your stream the other night where you had said, okay, come talk to me. How many showed up?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I think, none of the people I issued that invitation to showed up. None of them, like not even in chat. But a couple other people who I did not issue that invitation to showed up. But it was another story. But.
Yeah, I watched that. Oh, thank you. Every time you cough, when you cough, what's her name?
Is it annoying?
What is it? I'm sorry.
The dog?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. No. Every time you cough, sometimes Alexa will remind you to have some water. So. Oh, by the way, hand check. A hand check. Well, I'm sitting here with EKCPeoplesuck, and Renell's in the live chat, so I want to make sure that people don't think I'm actually, you can see the reflection of my glasses, right? So wait, there you go. It's so funny. Every time I stream,
I have a midget under the desk though. So
hey, I don't judge. Hey, you get through the new year, you. Okay, so let's kind of remind people. since we talked about the grift, we talked about the other stuff. Let's remind people 2020, even though this goes back a little bit, this has been going on for many, many years. Do you mind if we bring up the 10 things that I had asked as a challenge for Katie Joy's mods and followers to kind of like ask about? Because
no, not all. In fact, I'm not fully aware of this. So,
oh, interesting. Well, let me show them to you. Okay, because long story short, Katie has been obviously humble bragging lately because all this money she's making, even though she's in all these lawsuits, and so she's been posting online. Oh, look at me! I just bought this and that. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. I am not. People think that people are envious. No, I'm not even a materialistic person. How can I be envious of something when I'm not materialistic? I spent $100 for a laptop. You think I give a shit? I don't even have a car. I don't drive. I take public transportation. This is how I am. This is how I like myself to be. I am not materialistic. I don't base my self-worth on what I own. Other people do because they have no self-worth. And so I don't need to do that. And so recently, she's been spending, probably damn near six figures for a car problem. I mean, her new car is probably $80,000 or more. And it's been paid for by subscribers and those people that she's grifting off of. So I thought it was a good time to go, okay, all these people that are allowing her to grift, have they ever asked for any of these pieces of information or evidence? So let me present this. This comes from the Patterns of Problematic People group. Remember that? Okay. Awesome. All right. So this was posted in May 19th, 2020. So 3 years almost this May, and still not a single person that I'm aware of have ever asked her any of these questions. And I'm kind of curious why. So let's kind of go through these to kind of remind what happened, in 2020, 21, and 22. The top 10 shred of non-existence evidence that Katie Joy refuses to provide her followers. If any of her followers or mods, as her, I can't spell with a damn, asking for any evidence for any of these things, they almost always get demodded and blocked. Should they insist on seeing the evidence? So far to date, not one person has shown us the evidence provided by Katie when asked. Several dozens have said they have been blocked for even asking. Things Katie's followers and non-followers are waiting for evidence of. Now, here's a fun fact, because you did this on your channel. She actually put this in her TRO against me, saying this was harassment. Yeah, this was a part of the evidence. This wasn't
even directed at her. This was directed at her mods. How is it harassment against her?
It's Katie. Everything is harassment to her. She doesn't. She throws that word around like it's water. You say anything about her, she'll say it's harassment, but she doesn't understand the concepts.
When I heard her say that she was being harassed and stalked because she would look and see what people posted behind her block, I about like fucking lost my shit. Like, you have them blocked. You shouldn't be able to see what they're posting behind the block. But the fact you're going out of your way to see, it means you're harassing your fucking self.
You're harassing yourself. You done played yourself. She told Suzanne from Pathos. Well, by the way, Pathos is no more as far as the
Suzanne. I saw that.
That's amazing, because the Friendly Atheist was on there. But she had told Suzanne when she was working with her that she had a stalker, that this guy was stalking her. And, of course, Suzanne's like, okay, tell me the details. Come to find out she's talking about me, which clearly never happened. And so now Suzanne recognizes that how much she really was lying. She's like, oh my God, the things she used to say, complete bullshit. Right. So she, a while back, decided to go get a temporary restraining order against me and two other content creators. Why? Because she felt that people speaking out about her was, quote, harassment, and she would lie to the court in order to get this, which has been well established, and I also have it here for you guys to view. So let's go through these real quick, and Erin, since you've been around for a while, let me know if you have or have not seen any evidence for any of these things. And again, be as objectively fair as you can possibly be. Anything you've seen, tell me, tell the audience, and I will address it to the best of my abilities. Okay. All right. Number one, a shred of evidence that I've ever sexually harassed her, meaning obviously Katie Joy.
No.
Anybody?
Not even close.
Has
not
anybody?
Not even like made sexually feel uncomfortable or anything. Whatever.
Nothing.
Not even offended in that regard.
This is literally zero. I mean, even in her TRO and in her counter lawsuit to me, which is again no longer in play, she had no evidence for that. There was nothing in her evidence or her counter that was evidential. Just said that, oh, I said this and that, but she had no evidence for that because it never happened.
Her evidence was basically screenshots of her posting that it happened.
That was true. That she actually, her evidence is her own post.
Yeah.
That it happened. Yeah, that's circular reasoning, by the way. And she also lied in her affidavit or counter reply saying that I lived in Elk River, Minnesota, in order to try to do jurisdiction stuff or whatever, to make it sound like it's worse. That I lived in the same state as her. Did you remember that?
Did you even ever live outside of California?
Oh yeah, no, I've lived everywhere, but I've never lived in Minnesota. I've never been in Minnesota. I'm aware of. I don't think I've ever stepped foot in Minnesota, but I certainly never lived there. And I had to look up what Elk River even was. And I'm like, why would I was telling myself, why was she saying here that the person or litigant or whatever the name, the the plaintiff lives in Elk River, Minnesota? I was like, why? And somebody had pointed out it to let to get the judge to think that you live there for somebody. I'm like, yeah, but you have to prove that in court.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it never goes that far. I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, that blew my mind. It's actually in there. It's literally in there that I live in Elk River, Minnesota. So that's how dishonest she's willing to go in order to perpetuate these types of things. All right. Anybody else? By the way, ask the audience. Anybody seen a shred of evidence that I ever sexually harassed her, inappropriate, or said anything that she said that I said, which has never happened? I gotta check my PayPal. I can do that. I will do that. Why I asked number 2. Number 2. A shred of evidence that I ever committed any fraud, medical or otherwise. Strange, isn't it how I still have medical and Kyle was found liable for fraud? Not me. Interesting on that, isn't that? Go ahead.
Yeah, the only thing I really, and I'm not even sure that I can say you've been dishonest about this. I just wholly and incredibly disagree with you. Is that philosophy is some sort of science?
Philosophy is not science.
Well, it's a scientific or science study, a study of a science, I guess, is more.
No, there's
it's a serious study. Like it's a serious study.
All right. By the way, from Autistic Santa, $10. Thank you, Autistic Santa. Keep awesome. Being you. Thank you.
She's a mod over on my channel.
Yeah, she's good.
Shit. She's mods. Good. Yeah. She's known Katie too for about as long as I have back in the whole vaccine community there.
Yeah.
So she's kind of tangled with her a little bit in the past.
And I think that's why she's good at what she does, because she actually has the facts and the evidence. She's been around.
Yeah.
Right? So the whole thing with the whole the medical, I still have that medical, by the way. I mean, I never use it. I don't need it for anything. I have VA. But it's funny because Kyle had in his confession of judgment had to put that he never had any evidence for this either. He made it up because he couldn't find any reasons not to pay me the money during the lawsuit. So, or just before the lawsuit. So that all was fabricated. She even made an apology video recognizing it was fabricated, and then doubled down on it afterwards, retracting the apology, and then saying, oh, well, yeah, I'm going to go back to these false allegations again. So, all right. Let's see. Number 3. A shred of evidence that I have a troll group that harasses her. Now there's a group, there's a Facebook group, but it's not a troll group and it's not mine. I was the admin for it. It was started by a girl named Ashley Siren from Teen Mom, and I took it over a day or two later because she left, and I had contacted Facebook and asked to be the admin because you can do that. And of course, that's not the story she told. By the way, I will show you an affidavit when we're done with this and match what's going on here to what she actually said to the court. But yeah, so is there a troll group, Erin?
No, there was a Facebook group, but it's not a troll group. I mean, pretty much all you had to do was request to join, and you would be joined until you gave reason to not allow, remain there. But pretty much anyone could join. So it wasn't a troll group. And I noticed Katie would like to say that this group was just filled with lies or whatever. Well, that's funny because the group was filled with screenshots of Katie's posts and video clips of Katie's videos. So if it was filled with lies, well, then that would mean Katie's a fucking liar.
Yeah, she done played herself.
Maybe she's got a point. I don't know. So.
Yeah, so every time she tells the truth is when she's actually telling the truth that she lies. But yeah, that's hilarious because the group that Tina had been the admin for after I left, it was just to document her stuff. Matter of fact, it was highly controlled that people could not just throw out any accusation they want, like nonsense does. It was, if you have an accusation, it needs to come with actual evidence to be heard. We didn't want gossip. We didn't want, just people's mere opinion. We wanted things to be factual. And this is why, there's an evidential record of it in the court system, because we had now documented that she has lied. I mean, it's not a matter of if, it is a matter of how many times.
Yeah.
So, all right. And thank you again, Autistic. All right. Why is this not there? Okay, there we go. Number 4, a shred of evidence that ever faked any emails or screenshots. Oh, this one, please. I'm going to turn this right over to you, because you really, you dealt with this a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, see, I didn't know what to think when I kind of came on the scene. I avoided this whole subject like the plague, but a little bit here and there, I kind of dipped my toes in the water. And like, here's the thing. In order for these screenshots to have been faked, there had to have been motive. There had to have been a plan executed, a text chosen on what to have Katie allegedly say. Well, here's what these screenshots said. They depicted Katie as speaking of a child who sadly passed away. They depicted Katie as saying, good, maybe now they'll leave me alone. Now, if you were faking screenshots to try to disparage someone who you really couldn't stand, wouldn't you pick them saying something better than that? Like something more damning, more incriminating than,
right,
good, maybe now they'll leave me alone.
Right. There could have been a lot more.
That's shitty. Don't get me wrong. But is it that shitty? Shitty enough to be spiteful? You know what I mean? Like, and besides,
well, unless we know her really, really well, because she did say something very similar on a video.
Yes, that too. Yep.
Yeah. So somebody knew her really, really well, but that would take an ungodly amount of, yeah. But go ahead. Go. So
I don't believe that they were faked. I believe.
No, I don't either. I've never. That,
and she deleted her Facebook account. She deleted her Facebook account like right when this shit hit the fan, because she knew she was going to be asked to produce receipts to prove that shit. Yep. She's going to do that. So she
deleted her entire Facebook, entire Facebook to cover her tracks. I am convinced, absolutely convinced, that those are real. I've always maintained they're real. I can't determine who it was specifically. I've kind of narrowed it down maybe, but I mean, I couldn't go any further. But the fact remains is, and without talking too much about it, the people that needed the answers got the answers, at least to their satisfaction. I can't really do much more about it, but I will definitely tell you that I am absolutely convinced they're real. There's never been a doubt in my mind about it. And there was no evidence that I faked any screenshots. The emails, that was kind of funny, because the only person that seemed to be aware of any faked emails was Katie before anybody else, but she kind of knew what you had written on an email. How did she have access to a fake email that only a certain person that we shall not name had made? Yet Katie seemed to know about it and knew that you responded to it. How was that possible?
Oh, with me with the brewery or whatever? What are you talking about?
The fake emails that the UK person made.
Oh, that thing. Okay, that's
true. I still haven't figured out how she knew about that.
Yeah. She said that. We were getting these emails that were coming from, nefarious agents, or however you want to word it. And they were going through a spoof email site. So the return address on these emails was not who was really sending them. But like, I didn't know about this shit when this all started. I was getting these emails. So like an idiot, I fucking respond to one, tough talking and shit like that to whoever's sending the emails.
So I never responded to any. I was smart. I was not a single one did I ever respond to.
Well, so I sent that and that response or whatever. And then Natalie was actually messaging me at the same time, and she offered me some advice or whatever. So I replied, I thought I was replying to her email, but you see, in these spoofed emails, Natalie was also tagged in these. So shit just got confused. And I ended up responding to this email twice, first to tell him off, and the second time to be like, thanks for the advice, yada, yada. You know what I mean? So then she messaged me. She's like, Erin, this isn't me. And I'm thinking to myself, I wasn't fucking messaging you anyway out of this email. What are you talking about? But then she's like, she goes on Case Baxter stream there. And she's like, what's weird is Erin responded to these emails.
This was Katie saying
everyone,
this, Katie.
out of everyone who received these emails, she's the only person to respond. Well, how the fuck does she know everyone who received these emails and whether or not they responded?
Exactly.
Unless she was somehow having access to whatever account or whoever was sending these emails in order to see the responses. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know any other way. I mean, she had to be on at least a copy, a blind copy, like BCC
or
CC
or something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that was a good catch up. Nobody caught that for a while. You caught that toward the end of the year.
I caught that like a year and a half later.
Right. Yeah. No, I know. There's just there's so much. Look, we didn't even catch, Kyle's shenanigans until like 9 months after the court case. And then it was a domino effect, but you need to get that first piece of string to pull. Right. But yeah, that was a really good catch. You can't catch everything. Kimomaki for 5 Canadian says, I've got a small windfall from the government. Here's your cut. Thank you, Kimomaki and the government. I hate thinking of the government for anything.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm saying thank you, but but thank you for Steve.
I haven't grifted. I hardly grifted last year at all. I didn't have time, so I got to make it up this time.
Well, I need to get better at grifting, so let me help grift for you.
We can work on it together. We're practice. We'll just keep sending money back to each other. It pays my alcohol. This was free. This was Kano's Christmas. Christmas party thingy. I'm drinking her Christmas party. Yeah, but it's really good. It's really good stuff. No lie. All right. So that one's well established. Erin, myself, I don't know anybody that faked any of the stuff. It wasn't just accusations of me, but they accused Erin, they accused Tina, they accused a lot of people of faking stuff. I swear to God as my witness, I have never seen anybody that I know fake any of this stuff. No emails, no screenshots. It never freaking happened. All those people that said we fake stuff, they were lying. It came out that it was lying. They never had any evidence for it. And all the people that believe them, they just need to go to hell. They just need to like go to the 6th level of hell. I don't know what else to describe it, because not so much that they affected myself or other people, but the fact that they would try to weaponize the death of a child, to me, is the most morally egregious thing that I've ever seen in my life. They're no different than Katie. No different Katie.
I wish that they get cursed with carpeted kitchens.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I wish.
Formica tile too. All right. Number 5, a shred of evidence that I have multiple Twitter accounts. I have 2, and one has like a dozen tweets, sweet treats, or no DMs. I have like 3 or 4 now, but back then I didn't have all these Twitter accounts. She was saying that I had I created a dozen sock accounts. The evidence, 0. It never happened. And everybody who knows me, they've seen my Twitter accounts. They know exactly all my Twitter accounts, and there's not very many, and they're all show related. I had one parody account that had like a dozen tweets and never DM'd anybody, never retweeted, and that was it. But she had claimed that I had a dozen sock accounts. Really? On Twitter? No, that's called projection, because we all know she has dozens of sock accounts. She's admitted that before.
Which your other Twitter account? Because I'm aware of your Steve McRae one. What other one do you have?
I have right now. I have the only ones I have right now. I have Steve McRae, Without a Crystal Balls Hotline, Non Sequitur Show. I had another one that I can't get access to it, which was for the DEF CON science, but that's it. Those are only 3 active ones I have. So
okay.
All right, number 6. A shred of evidence that I ever have or have collected money on Social Security. Oh, that was a big thing. That
come on,
62.5, don't you? Or have medical things for social, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. Right? I just felt like breaking your balls.
Yeah, I'm getting there. But yeah, it's kind of odd, because this is somebody who actually lives in the United States that should at least know that you have to be a certain age to collect Social Securities. It's 62.5, 65, and 67. I think they're going to raise it to, because you get a different amount, right? If you take it out early, you get a smaller percentage. You get like 80% of your. I think it's 65, but I think it's going to 67. But if you get 100%, but that was a very stupid thing to accuse somebody of, when they clearly at the time I wasn't even 50 at the time. Why would I be collecting close to Social Security?
I don't know.
It makes no sense. So there was never evidence of that. A shred of evidence that I've ever collected disability. That's another thing. Why would I be on disability for what?
I don't know.
Was there any evidence of that?
No, in fact, I got to say, like, it's not that easy to fake disability. I mean, you have to, maybe you can like exaggerate an already like having ailment to be qualifying for disability, but to just flat out fake whatever it is that grants you disability is quite difficult. So I always kind of side eye people who are so quick to accuse others of doing that, because like what's your experience on this matter here if you think it's that
seems,
easy?
yeah, she probably has
You know?
experience in these particular subjects. I don't think for a second she's on the up and up on any things that she does with the government, but it's kind of like a projection thing,
Yeah.
because she was out there telling people that I was collecting disability and that I didn't want to have, my income affected on that. That was complete BS. And she had actually, I think it was her that said, well, all people get out of the military with some kind of rating of disability. And that is true, but that rating could be 0. And she was trying to make it sound like, well, everybody has a disability rating, meaning you get something, right? A positive.
Yeah,
rating.
that's quite disparaging of like former military members. You're basically painting them in this light as you guys are all fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody gets out. The military screwed you up. Yeah, no, I got out. I got out with a 0 rating. I've never sent anything other than a 0 rating. So when somebody tries to manipulate people and say, well, everybody has a disability rating in the military, so Steve's lying. No, everybody gets a disability rating. Doesn't mean they get disability. See how she plays those little word games?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do.
It's exactly what she does. And people that don't understand how she manipulates don't get those little nuances.
And here's the thing. This is exactly what nonsense does. Like, so I mean, I think that's why just people find nonsense like quite frustrating as well. Like, like you were pointing out earlier, they both have this like innate natural ability to do this. And
it comes easy to them.
Quite fascinating,
but
actually.
Let me ask you this. What was Nonsense's greatest error, so to speak? I mean, what is it that she just outright completely fabricated or just got so wrong? Could you give me an example off the top of your head?
Oh my God, like so many of them. Like she has Veda Snow.
I love her.
Her first ever live stream she did covers this. It shows
I haven't watched it yet. I told her I would.
Oh my God, you have to watch this.
I know.
It is
I promised her I would, but I haven't watched it yet.
She shows exactly how, when, and what it is both Nonsense and Katie did to frame Letitia, what it is they omitted, what it is they fabricated and just twisted. I mean, she lays it out perfectly. Like she's fucking good.
Veda's good at that. Yeah. Very, very good at that. And I did talk to Veda the other day, and I did tell her I will watch it, and I keep my promises. So I just couldn't that night. So it's in my bucket list of things. So I'm well aware of it, and I wanted to watch it, but I wanted to get like a little preamble for it, because I mean I don't know much about Nonsense, what she talks about, but I do believe very strongly that her and Katie really did go out of the way to do a number on Letitia. Absolutely. All right. Let's see here. Number 8, a shred of evidence that I ever told Kyle to pay me under the table. She, in fact, explicitly said Kyle was lying to her about this. Now, somebody's going to bring up, but Steve, you said bring cash. But they forget the entire context of that particular story, when Kyle was basically telling me he'd pay me, and I told him, I don't give a shit how you pay it to me. You can freaking direct deposit it, or you can bring it to me cash when you come out here. I don't care. And it was a reference to that joke that just didn't go very well. But because I mean, who brings cash, through custom? I mean, you have to it makes no sense. So that was the only thing that they ever took, and they obviously took that out of context, because I have a judgment now. I'm trying to get money. Obviously, I don't care how things affect me. It was like for 2 weeks, I was trying to figure out how this would, if he paid a lump sum, or if he did it this way, because he was like, oh, my accountant's got all this. The CPA's got all this. He's going to figure out how to do it right. And I used the word structuring, and then dishonest people said, oh, look, structure. I said structure, and they said, oh, look, Steve's structuring. Business structure and structuring are vastly different things. But that's, again, how people will take these words and conflate them on purpose to run a narrative. Because business structure is how you run and operate the business, where your cash business, if you do the books, what's called cash accounting, which most businesses do. I didn't know how any of that was going to be done. Kyle said he had taken all that, into account. Said it was a bank account with the money in it. It was all set aside. The accountant was going to do all the taxes, so it was all done right. And so I said, I didn't know how the business structure was going to be done. And of course, people thought, oh, look, Steve's doing structuring like Ken Hovind did, which is where you pay people less than $10,000 so you don't have to put it to the IRS. That's for if you have a business and you need to pay employees, right? It's called structuring. Have you seen that? You take out cash in like 9,000.
I never knew it was called structuring, but yeah, I've heard of that before.
That's what he got busted for. Yeah.
Oh, really? What an idiot.
That's what Ken Hovind went to. Well, that's what Ken Hovind got to jail for like 7 years for structuring. Yeah. So people ran with that, but they'll say that was evidence. Well, that was, again, if you're an idiot, anything like that will sound, plausible. But when you look at all the other factual evidence, the fact that I was trying to get money out of him, I sued to get money because she was saying, Katie actually said, oh, well, Steve said he never want the money. She actually said this. Steve told me he didn't want the money. He didn't care what
so
the money
what?
He got paid.
See, I never understood that argument. Let's say for argument's sake, you did say that to her. So fucking what? That's nothing. That doesn't mean anything. You're allowed to change your fucking mind. And who the hell is she to give that testimony regarding that? She's not a part of the channel.
Yeah, please share Veda's link. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
As soon as I'm done finishing drinking.
But yeah, it was kind of funny because I was like, one, who the hell says that? And two, what idiot believes this? I was really taken aback. Again, this guy goes back to the caliber of subscribers and stands that she has have got to be the dumbest of the dumb. For somebody to say, oh, well, yeah, he told me he didn't want the money. And then, by the way, I did put out the private conversations that I had with her in DM. Never said that. Go figure.
And see, I don't even think that needs to go that far because it doesn't matter if you did or not. It's who the fuck, so fucking what? What are we? Imagine if we lived in a world where we are all held to something we said to a third party who's not at all involved at one point in time in the past.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck is that?
They can't change your mind. Hey, I didn't want to get paid then. Now I do, but that wasn't the case. But yeah,
exactly.
Again, she thinks that anything is supposedly even said to a third party has legal standing. No, that's called hearsay. You actually can't even admit it. So, all right. Number 9. A shred of evidence that I've committed any crime, participated in any criminal activity, hacking, doxing, stalking, or done anything illegal with regards to her that would require a restraining order, criminal or civil lawsuit. I was still waiting for that evidence.
See, if you had, then she would have filed criminal charges,
absolutely.
Right?
Yeah,
she wouldn't have gone through a civil proceeding of hoping to get a TRO.
She had a year to sue me.
Yeah,
I was waiting for her to sue me. That's one of the reasons why we dropped the TRO, so she can initiate a lawsuit. That was the whole reason why we dropped the TRO, so she can initiate a lawsuit and I could do the countersuit. That was the plan. So, yeah. So there was in the documentation that she had for the TRO, there was absolutely nothing of anything of any of these things. She had phone numbers in there that I didn't even know what the hell they were for. She's like, oh, these are phone numbers that call me. Okay. One of them, I think, was a 310 area code. Alexa, where's 310 area code?
Yeah, isn't it LA?
I think it's LA.
Yeah.
Santa Monica. I don't live in LA, but it's like, oh, this is from Steve because he lives in Southern California. That's not even my area code.
Yeah. I was gonna say I know that area code.
Yeah. But again, she was trying to use that as me texting her. And I'm like, I don't live in LA. So, but it's just hilarious. It's hilarious how what's this?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I just read Chemos. Is that how am I pronouncing that right?
Chemomaki, yeah.
Yeah, I just read their comment. I think I'd go for a carpeted kitchen. I'm sick of regaining consciousness with my bare belly stuck to the linoleum.
Right? Linoleum's harsh, dude. Yeah, go for a plush carpet in kitchen. Absolutely. Now Dunn says for $5, a shred of evidence that famous grifter Steve McRae grifted $5 from me. Oh, well, that's evidence. That actually is evidence. Thank you, Outdone. Appreciate that.
Nice.
Man. Yes, nice.
Nice.
And then of course links to Veda's video, which again I will. How long is her video?
It's a live stream. And it wasn't that long. I wish it was longer. Oh, it was an hour and 16 minutes. But I'm telling you,
that's nothing. Okay.
It keeps you fucking interested.
Awesome.
It keeps you watching. You know what I mean? You're not like, oh my God, is this shit almost over yet? You're not at all like that. So
well, that's one of the reasons why I bought my laptop, where I can shut down my computer, I can lay down, and I could just put the laptop on my chest and watch and listen. Because that way I don't have to sit in the chair and hurt my back all day long. So All right. So, just see here. All right. So, yeah. So, I actually have the restraining order affidavit here, which I'll bring up after this because it was just so much nonsense. Huh, get it? Nonsense. Number 10, a shred of evidence that I have a troll army I command, or even have ever asked a single person to harass her in any way whatsoever. Now, I've never asked anybody to harass her. Do I have a troll army? I don't know. Are you guys? Everybody's like, no. Yeah, that was kind of odd. I'm like, people don't listen to me. I ask people to do things all the time, like, hey, share this, like, fuck off. Okay, whatever.
Wait. I see Kara's in the chat. Like, she sent me something. I just want to ask her one question real quick. How do they know that that's Michelle? Just can you let me know that? Okay. Right,
who is saying what?
She said it's about that Michelle, that crazy Michelle.
Oh, MS?
Michelle Sabat. Yeah.
She's nutter, dude. That she's gonna get somebody killed or hurt or she's a danger to herself and others. No question about it.
See, I've always defended her. It's just being on the platform, whatever, man. Let her be on. She's nuts, but she's entertaining. I've been entertained watching her. Then it wasn't until she did a live stream where she was just blatantly, brazenly drunk drive or not drunk drink, but driving while drinking. Yep. And just dude, that's too.
And then she tried to say it was apple juice. And here's the thing: we know that it was. We do know.
Yeah, I paused that shit.
That was
Bud Light line. How you're not only just like a drunk or an alcoholic drinking that while driving, but you're like desperate.
And even hypothetically, if it was just apple juice, which it wasn't, that's still open container. That is an alcoholic container. That is a bottle open in a vehicle. That is against the law. That is you can't get away from that.
What kind of apple juice do you drink that has alcohol in it?
Right, exactly, or has little bubbles on the top. Yeah, she's definitely a danger. Did you see the little bubbles on the top? Yeah, she's definitely lying about that. But that to me is one of the worst things you can do. You're in the alcohol business. You drink. We both agree wholeheartedly. Alcohol and driving will never mix. Do not do it. I'm so against drink drive. In fact, I told my daughter that the other day. Look, if you go out tonight on New Year's or something like that, make sure you don't, drink and drive. She's like, well, I suck at driving anyways, and I don't drink. So I'm like, okay. She's like, I shouldn't want to mix the two together. She doesn't feel like she's a good driver. And she certainly does never want to drink and drive. So
yeah, New Year's Eve, I streamed real quick before I went into work, and I told the chat, I'm like, listen, if you find yourself at all tonight, just contemplating, just get hurrying up and driving home after you've had a few, I want you to stop and think and just remember, the fact that this is the one and only thing that Katie Joy has ever done that she actually takes responsibility for. Like, even she admits that what she did was fucked up. How fucked up is that if you go out and do it yourself?
But are you convinced she hasn't done it recently?
No, I think I don't.
Oh no,
I wholeheartedly believe she had done it after she's gotten her DWI. I don't think she's done it recently though. No.
Yeah. Well,
they would require leaving the house. Come on.
Well, that's true. Well, she went shopping for a vehicle. Which, by the way, somebody had posted something along the lines, and I think it was you or somebody. They said something along the lines, how long until the sales guy gets accused of harassment or being I was like, oh, that's going to happen. That would be hilarious. All right, so let me wrap this up and move to the next part. I have challenged her followers and mods to ask for evidence of these things. Katie calls that, quote, harassment. That isn't harassment. That is merely me highly suggesting people who want the facts ask her for them. If they don't, that is fine too. Fun fact, hundreds if not thousands have now seen the truth, which was not from her, but from groups like this, which was the patterns of problematic people, and other accounts that keep accounts of her lies, mistruths, false statements, and contradictions. Like you just posted a video from Veda. I challenge anyone who has asked Katie Joy Paulson for evidence of any of these top 10 things to come here and show us the evidence in this thread. Let's see how many do. I got to go back and fix these typos. They're going to kill me. That's just bothering me. And it's funny, Erin. I don't think anybody did. And it's she has a much bigger audience than she has now. I mean, considerably, like 10 times the audience she has now. So where are all these people who watch her? How come none of them ever ask her for anything? I'm curious.
They do. If you, not so much on Instagram. Instagram seems to be the beginnings of an actual fucking online cult over there on her Instagram account. However, her Facebook account still has quite a few people with questions and who aren't afraid to ask the questions. They don't last long, mind you. They get blocked or the comments get deleted. Even people who screenshot things have to catch things quick over there because they don't last long. but she does. You just don't see it happening because
and that's
she
true. No,
removes
that's
all
right.
evidence, really.
That's true. Let me kind of paraphrase that. How come nobody has done that, got blocked, and then come and told me about it? As that's what I ask people to do, right? If you've had this happen, come share your experience. Nobody's shared their experience with me.
I think because they
Not
don't fully know the history and all of those involved in who's gotten like just I don't know some bullshit as a result of her. Like they don't know the full story. They're not aware. Like they're just discovering her, or they just haven't bothered to learn more.
Yeah,
or
you might be right.
Whatever. Cognitive dissonance or whatever it's called. I don't know.
Cognitive dissonance. Oh, you're doing philosophical stuff now. Stop it.
It's not philosophical, is it? I thought it was more psychological.
It's both. It has to do with beliefs, right? Contradictions of beliefs. Sorry. Yeah. All right. So I kind of, if you still got time, can we look over her affidavit for the TRO? Because that's a classic.
Sure.
Awesome.
Do you have it? Because I have it if you don't.
I do. Right here.
Okay. Of course you have it now.
Can you read it though?
Yeah, I can do that.
Because
I was in the stream and I didn't see pulled up. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay. I got it bigger now. That's what she said. Okay.
She's harassing me. Hand check. Get a few drinks in her and look what happens. Can you guys read that from the outside? Let me see here. Let me see if it catches up here. Is that legible from the outside?
I feel like I'm being pulled over. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's kind of. Can you guys read that on the outside? Yeah, but
if you enlarge a screen, you can. I'm blind and I can read it with a large screen on my huge screen iMac. I can read it.
Well, you've been drinking and you can read it still, so either you're not drunk enough or it's legible. Okay.
I'm working on it. Okay. Anyway, wait a minute. I have to do something.
All right. Well, she's doing that. So let me remind people. This was an affidavit. This was her affidavit to get the TRO to the judge. And by the way, let me remind people. This is the only thing the judge saw was this and the attached paperwork. No evidence whatsoever. No screenshots. No emails. No nothing. All that stuff that was for the evidence was for the trial. The judge never saw any of that. All the judge sees is the affidavit and the petition. That's it. So she lied about that too.
This goes on to read her name, sworn in, blah, 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 follows. I admit this affidavit in support of my petition for harassment restraining order. And in October 2018 through May 2019, I co-hosted a talk show with Mr. McRae on a YouTube channel. When the other host left the room, like as if it's a physical fucking location, Mr. McRae began to say sexually explicit things to me, which made me very uncomfortable, not harassed. I did not confront him about this, but rather spoke with the host of the show afterward and indicated that I did not want to co-host with Mr. McRae anymore due to the sexual comments.
Let's look at this before we go on, because now that we know what we know, because you had done some streams on this after the fact of this, the first line I'm gonna say is okay, because it should say I submit this fraudulent and for fake affidavit, but whatever. Okay. But still, so in the number 2, as you pointed out, she wanted the judge to think that we were in a room together, a physical room. Yeah. The judge had no idea that this was a vMix call. No idea. How would they know? Or a Zoom call, right? It was vMix, but the Zoom was starting to get pretty big during this time. This was to let the judge believe, to mislead the judge that we were in a room together. Right.
Yep. Yeah.
And you note that Kyle never weighed in on that. Kyle never backed her on any of that. Kyle never backed her on any of this. Kyle never said that this happened or that she's confronted him on it. And matter of fact, if you read the DMs between her and I, that conversation never happened between her and Kyle. So
did he back her on anything she claimed regarding this?
Nope, nothing.
And not once. That's how did that sit okay with her? Like, how was she accepting of that? Like, how did the fuck did she not lose her shit over that?
I don't know, because think about it. She was backing him. She ran with his narrative about the whole Social Security and the disability and all that shit. And when it came to the sexual harassment thing, he didn't say a freaking word about any of that. It was Bullinator that stepped forward and said, Katie, you're lying. I was with Steve and Kyle every stream that we had. We did 3 streams together. You've well documented that. And you're lying about it. It never happened. And so when she said she had told Kyle that she didn't want to stream with me, I gave you the DMs between us. Did that ever happen? Did she ever say anything about that?
Nope. No, not at all. Like, not even when you guys towards the end of your messaging each other, still wasn't brought up. I mean,
she completely fabricated it. We had 3 streams, and I asked her to be on the second. I asked her because Kyle had a fever. Remember, he had 102-degree fever, and so I was like, "Hey, Kyle has a fever. Can you want to be the co-host tonight?"
And she's like, "Oh, I'm not cute or whatever."
Yeah. So
she's right.
I'm not cute enough, or I'm not. I had to get myself cuted up or something. I don't know what she said. But yeah. So when did this conversation with Kyle happen to take place? Because the third stream that we had, that was the one that she was talking about anti-vaxxers being terrorists, and I was like, I don't think that maybe is a word for use for that. And she didn't like, that I was questioning her on that. And then she kind of got, pissy with me a little bit for that, but she never had this conversation with Kyle.
Huh.
It's completely fabricated. Think about this. Kyle, of all the things Kyle said about me and all the lies he said about me, he didn't even go there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
like
one of the biggest fucking things he could lie about.
Even he knew that was just fucking tainted shit, and I'm not even going to touch on that. I'm not going to try to recruit it into my own argument because that shit's going to come back on me.
Yep.
It's going to bite me in the ass. Nuh-uh. I'm not. She's fucking toxic. Yeah. Interesting.
So the whole left the room. That's a big thing I did too. So if the people watching may not have heard this before, knowing that what you know now about the DMs that you've seen, and knowing things that Katie has said and what Erin had on her channel, can you see the pattern starting to form here? How she manipulated the court people? Because I want her audience to see this, because she has a bigger audience now. This is the stuff they don't see. How Katie does lie, and Katie does use the court system in order to manipulate and harm people.
She uses the authority. She uses any and every avenue possible, a higher power, higher authority, or whatever. Anything that she can use against someone, she can weaponize. She will use. She does.
Yeah. And by the way, if she ever does do it, that dealership guy, you can go back and say, well, look, hey, like we didn't warn people. Well,
I mean, I was half joking with that, but not. And to be honest with you, I will not at all be shocked to see it happen. I won't. In fact, it very well may. So yeah.
All right, moving on.
Okay, so 3. He has claimed that this allegation against him is false and has used it as a platform to harass me and try to destroy my career and to taint my followers. Now, here's what I don't get. Say if it's true, okay, that this allegation is what has inspired you to come at her. Then wouldn't she just shut the fuck up about the allegation if all she wanted was to just be left alone?
No, not necessarily. I mean, look, no,
I'm not saying that this she should be expected to do. No, not at all.
Yeah, of course, if this something happened, I would expect somebody to speak out, and I would have no will for that, right? So I can get that, but
if this was true though, if
the harassment,
this were true,
though, if I'm defending myself, where's the harassment?
Right.
That was the weird
well,
thing.
I know, but I'm just saying though, if I'm arguing with someone, I'm trying to plead my case. If it were true, then my talking about it is what was causing the issue, and all I wanted was the issue to just cease. Then I would stop fucking.
That's true, because she did say that. She said, she just wants to be done with it all.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And destroy her career. Her career is how much more bigger than this was?
Yeah, exactly.
Career.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Okay. He has indicated that it is his intent to destroy me unless I apologize to him.
Which has never been said. That is actually, it's funny because she had put in the court record that I thought she was an existential threat, and not mentioning that I was saying that she was an existential threat to creators because she had falsely DMCA'd people. And so I never said that my intent was to destroy her unless she apologized. I even said that I wouldn't accept apology for her. Couldn't give a shit if she apologized, because she already did an apology video once, and she struck it on the other channel and then tried to say she never did a video on it. She outright said she never made an apology to the video. Really? Mm-hmm. We have that. It's on Aaron's channel. It's on my channel. And so why would I care if I didn't want an apology? Apology was.
And how the fuck are you threatening her over an email for that? How what are you threatening her with? Oh no, I'm gonna spam you with emails. What the fuck? What threat?
Do what she does. Signs people up for gay dating or something. Yeah. Apparently that's a big thing. All right, next one.
Okay. 4. On or about June 12, 2019, Mr. McRae said he would, quote, take down anyone associated with his former channel that I co-hosted on YouTube October 2018 through June 2019. He accused me, along with 3 others, of conspiring to steal $60,000 from him. I had no part in anything he alleged. See attached as Exhibit A.
Yeah, so let's think about this.
Wouldn't it be stealing $30,000 if you know, not
half.
60? Yeah.
And I never said she conspired with Kyle. I said that she
I know. Yeah.
She
she
supported his narrative.
Yeah, in the DMs you said as much.
Yeah, I told her that I believe that he lied to her. So again, there's a huge incongruence between what she was telling me and other people and what she tried to lie to the court to get a false TRO. This was bullshit because I never said that she conspired with anybody to steal anything. And she actually put in her tweet that I accused her of stealing the money. That never happened. And then what does it mean by I'm going to take down anyone associated with the former channel? Who the hell am I to take down anybody? Not how I operate. And I don't know what that would even mean. So again, this was laying that pattern to the court that she was being harassed unfairly because of her own bullshit and lies that she was being called out for. Yep. Mm-hmm. And if you want to see A real quick, or
that's up to you.
Yeah. If I have it on you, I don't know if I got it ready. No, I don't have it, but it's okay. It's relevant.
Okay.
All right.
He admitted on a live stream that he wants to be paid under the table / cash for his work, so he would not lose his medical benefits through the state. This is his basis for claiming that I accused him of medical fraud. Like,
and what did the DM say on that?
It said that she believed Kyle when Kyle made these claims or whatever.
Not from me, not from any admission that I made, because that never happened.
Right, exactly.
She believed Kyle.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So it's weird how it goes from, oh, I just believe Kyle. Oh no, I believe Steve because Steve admitted to it. No, that never happened.
Yep. Okay, so Mr. McRae relentlessly bullies and harasses me through Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. I have blocked him, but he continues to create dozens of parody accounts to stalk and harass me by subtweets. He has done this because I have blocked him from on all formats, which again, I say, if you have him blocked, how do you know?
Right? Yeah. And first of all, I think I tagged her twice on Instagram. That's it. I have 2 Instagrams. One of this have never been DM'd to anybody. So I don't know where these fake accounts were. She said he can remember somewhere else she had said Steve and others have created dozen parody. This is not even others. This is Steve continues to create dozen parody accounts. I've never created any parody account of her except for one parody account I did do. But again, it never DM'd her. It never retweeted her. It never tagged her. And it only had like 12 tweets. And that was one. That was one because it was funny. It was just for jokes. So where the hell are all these dozen parody accounts? Never happened. Never happened. And how do I bully her for YouTube if she has me blocked?
I found the PDF with the evidence and pulled it up.
Awesome. Yeah, go ahead. If you want to do it on your show. I just have it right here.
What is it? Exhibit A we were talking about?
Yeah. You want to show it? Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that work out better for me if you can show it on your end.
Sure.
Because I got to go find it and I don't want to go.
I organized a ton of my shit lately, so it's actually really cool.
So let's look at our evidence for evidence A.
Wait a minute, I have to pull it up over here first. I have to put it in a tab. There we go. Okay.
And riddle me this, by the way. I work. I work full-time hours, like for Christmas, even though, I'm getting a promotion, even though I don't know if I want to take it or not. They have offered me full-time if somebody leaves a position.
Well,
and I don't know if I want it. Yeah. I mean, it benefits and downfall. But anyways, why would I actually be working a job where I'm making, sufficient amount of money if it's affecting my medical? Right? That's just stupid.
Why does it not get bigger? All right, I'm going to have to do this. Here we go. Yeah, this is a little blurry, but this is what? This is a Reddit? Yeah, subreddit. Reddit, whatever.
This is a big evidence for the court.
Yeah, Steve McRae says, no, she is a gossip-mongering, demonstrable liar who will attack you, your friends, and anyone who is around you if you dare speak out against her. She helped my partner cover up stealing $60,000 plus, whatever, by fraud, for which he was found liable for in court. And then it says, I don't follow the Duggars, but you may be interested in my story about Katie Joy Paulson without a crystal ball.
Yeah. By the way, a big difference
That's
between
her evidence.
conspiring and
Big
helping
evidence.
cover up by her fraudulently lying about me. Right.
Mhm.
I didn't say that she was like secretly working with them, but she did lie about me in order to promote his narrative, which she admitted in her apology video that she believed him. So how is this evidence against me when she even admitted that she believed Kyle, who was clearly lying? And that's her evidence to the court that I accused her of conspiring, which, by the way, is not literally a crime if that was the case. But I never said she sat there and Kyle said, hey, how are we going to do this? I never said anything of the sort. I think it was after the fact. And I think that she just latched on to what he said in order to try to smear me. But I never thought for a second that she sat there with Kyle and said, hey, how do we squeeze Steve out of this money? Never.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the affidavit appears to try to promote, that narrative, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Hi, Nene. Nene.
Where the fuck did it go? God damn it! I'm thinking I can pull this up too if I have the right one, and I can share both of them actually.
Yeah.
Pretty sure this is affidavit of Catherine Paulson. Yeah, I think this is it. Yep, it is. Yay!
Yes, yours is better. Which one?
Yeah, so I can just keep going back and forth. Yeah.
All right.
We don't even need you here, Steve.
All right. Well, you want to use your copy?
But that's what I was gonna do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's easier for me to read because now it's really big. Now I can see it.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. Thank you.
Okay.
Why is yours bigger than mine? And don't say genetics.
Well,
Steve harassed me.
Anyway, leaving that one there on the table. Okay, the name of my YouTube channel is Without a Crystal Ball. He has created a Facebook group entitled Without a Freaking Clue. This group is a hate group and is targeted at me and me alone. The group is used to talk about me and harass me. See attached Exhibit B, which is...
All right, so you get that. And let me ask the audience, anybody recognize the problems with this particular one? Because this is pretty glaring. He has created a Facebook group. Really? Who created it?
Exhibit B, yep. Okay, so yeah, this is Exhibit B. I'm sharing. It's not even in English. Like
no, that's Spanish, and it's because it was what's his name, that Kyle Stan dude that helped her out.
Oh, okay.
That's making all the fake accounts. What's his name? It's been so long. It tells you how little I care about some of these people. What's so funny is a lot of these people think about me 24 hours a day. I have a hard time remembering half their names.
I do.
I know they do. People tell me. I just talked to somebody this morning, Krenz, who was telling me, no, Krenz, it wasn't Krenz this morning. It was the other day. It was Wolf telling me that, oh my God, these people are losing their shit over you. I'm like, good. I think it's hilarious. I don't think about them at all, and they think about 24 hours. That's brilliant.
If they just took like 10% of the time that they spend consumed with everything, all things Steve. Yeah, if they just took 10% of that time and did applied it to literally anything else, they could change the fucking world. Like, I really think they could.
Look, I thought they stopped
for the better,
talking about me for months. I really, because again, I don't pay attention to any of that shit. I don't follow any of them. I don't care. So I figured, basically they died out after I went back to work. People are telling me no, they just literally have been talking about you nonstop the entire year. I'm like, fuck me, really? Okay. But anyways, yeah. So he says he created a Facebook group. I didn't create that group. That was Ashley. Again, she lied. She knows that I didn't create that group.
But also, she says the group exists to talk about or harass or whatever. And here's the description. Don't you hate reporters who share fake news? People who are anti-bully but bully everyone. Let's talk. There's a new Katie Joy in town. Like, how is that harassing? Like,
I have no idea. That's freedom of speech. That's not even remotely constitutive of defamation. And by the way, I didn't write that.
Sharing an opinion, even.
Do you know who wrote that?
Who? Ashley?
Ashley wrote that. Okay. Yeah, which proves again I didn't start that group. So this is actually a fabricated lie. When she said he created a Facebook group.
Yeah. All right. He has said through multiple platforms that he will continue to harass and destroy me until I agree to apologize to him about my alleged false allegations of sexual harassment. Wait, what was it you were demanding? Did she actually apologize to you, or did she just agree to apologize to you?
Neither. The only thing I
What
ever
the fuck?
told my
What
lawyer,
does that even mean? Unless
it's
I
so
agree.
funny. I told my lawyer the only thing I wanted for her to admit that she's completely made it up, and he was very direct with me. He's like, you know what? Nobody ever does that. He's like, you can't ever make somebody do that,
Yeah,
even if it's
exactly.
just
You
it
can't
never
force
happened.
speech. Yeah,
Right.
you can't force
Right.
speech.
Yeah.
I have attached as Exhibit C just a handful of the things he has said or posted to harass me. So let's go check out Exhibit C.
Here comes Exhibit C. I'm so ashamed.
See, that was Exhibit B. This is Exhibit C. It's the shit you just fucking read.
Yeah, I got to correct some typos though.
Oh, that's funny. See, Exhibit C. Wait, one of 27. There's she.
Oh, it's funny though. She also in her law, remind people in her countersuit to me, she actually put the fact that I put this in there, that I made this public, even though my lawyer said that I could. She put that as part of her lawsuit against me, that I violated the court public seal, or the sealing of this documentation. Like, first of all, it's your evidence. Why would you want it sealed? And it was sealed, but only through the court records. You couldn't go directly. But my lawyer said, no, if you obtain this through the court system, it doesn't matter. You can do what the hell you want with it. You can put it out. So I had my lawyer's permission to put out the exhibits, and she's trying to sue me, saying that I couldn't do that. Well, she's a public figure. She has so malice. So one, malice could not be shown if I had my lawyer's permission to do it, because I asked him. And two, there's nothing even illegal about it, because it wasn't sealed, like as far as like could never be shown. It was just, you couldn't get through it through the webpage, as far as I was told from my lawyer. Again, I don't know how that works. I don't know the legalities of it. So if the legal ease is off, I'll take the hit on that. But I did ask my lawyer.
Right.
So
yeah.
Malice. Yeah.
I want to just cover like this image in the next one, but here she's claiming that he doxed her or whatever. Doxing isn't even illegal, and I want to reiterate this: doxing in and of itself is not illegal.
Correct.
Her information is public, and no tort there either. Like, I had fuck all to do with it, yada yada yada. Okay, Jason is blaming you hardcore. Okay, so now this appears to be about Unirock, not even about Katie, so whatever. But then this next part. See, because this is something that this is an argument I still hear often to this day, and it's against Tina, about the whole, how Tina shared with one person in DM, someone who she considered a friend, someone who she was on a very personal friendship level with. She shared an image because she was upset after she herself had been doxxed on Katie's page, and Katie did nothing about it. She said, no, look, here's a Google image of like her land, her property. You know, she can be found too. You know, she should care about this.
She said her words were, she thinks she's safe. And this was a private message to somebody who, again, is very informal. Right. Yes. And it was just to show, hey, look, you know, she thinks she's safe, but anybody could find out when she is. She wasn't. If we wanted to put her address out, that was public a long time ago through a limited liability corporation. None of us cared to do it.
She put it on her own business license on a public form. Yes.
None of us put it out there. None of us cared to put it out there.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? But she had a private conversation with somebody, and she has ran with that to get a TRO with her by lying about that too, which is a whole different stream.
But here's the thing, though. The image that she has shared as, you know, evidence of what had happened. The image she shares is a Google Earth image, and it's showing her house, a street, like an actual location. But the actual image that was shared was just a picture of a field from above. It's this. Yep. This is it. This was what was shared.
It's completely mind-blowing. That, you know, she was able to try to lie to the judge on the other TRO2 merely because she had somebody who Tina thought she could trust at the time violated her trust. You know,
imagine just also like texting your best friend, and she puts like that shit on blast and accuses you of, like, I don't know, hate speech or whatever because you called a girl a slut or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's bizarre how people turn on you, and this is why, you know, my private DMs stay private for a reason, because if somebody just decides to be a total shitbag, I'm not going to release their DMs unless it's just legal reasons or some major consequence. I've had a lot of people become shitbags in my life. I still have never released their DMs. That's something I pride myself with. But unfortunately, Tina had a person who didn't have those kind of ethics and decided to, oh, look, she's threatening Katie now. And that's not ever what it was. There was no threat whatsoever.
Right, exactly. Okay, so 10. Between June 2019 to present, Mr. McRae uploaded more than 30 videos about me on his YouTube channel. The websites for his YouTube channels are, I am unable to download all of the content to attach to this affidavit. So go find it. If this made your case, if you felt this strongly about it and you were this upset about it, you find a fucking way to attach it and download that shit. You would.
I love this last line. This line is epic. Read, because this is not how it works.
But I will be using the videos and posts from this site as evidence in the event Mr. McRae contests this proceeding. That was meant for you. That was meant as a way to get a message to you saying, listen, I'm not pulling everything because I didn't get time for this. But if you fucking fight me on this, you can bet your ass that that's what I'm going to do.
Right.
Like, that's what that was right there.
And they tried. I'll tell you in a second, but read that last line because this is not how it works.
I encourage the court to look at his channel and follow the hyperlink provided herein. By all means, please click on this IP catcher I supplied here.
Right. No, do it. Go ahead. Can you click on it? But here's the thing. That's not how the court system works. That's they don't sit there and look at anything else ex parte. Whatever you put in the call a four corner rule, whatever's in that document, that's in the document. They don't go do research. They don't fucking look at anything else. That's what lawyers are for.
Yep. In November 2019, Mr. McRae posted screenshots claiming that I told a person that I was glad a child had passed. He calls me a monster and tells people to go after me. The screenshots were not written by me, but crafted by his group to discredit me and attempt to destroy my channel. See attached Exhibit D.
Yeah, and so, nobody ever said anything about going after her, and they were. I am absolutely convinced they were crafted by her. 100% believe that she wrote those. There's not a doubt in my mind. I will bet money on it that she wrote those. I would bet somebody right now $10,000 if they had the money that she actually wrote this. If it could be definitively proven, because I'm absolutely convinced that she wrote them. Those are her words in my mind.
Yep. So, okay, so I have to get these are still like Exhibit C, I believe.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I have to go through 27 screenshots of how you harass her by numbers. I'm scrolling through them quickly because her address is listed on a couple of them, and I don't want to show that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So when did I ever say to tell anybody? Have you guys listened to me a long time? When did I ever tell anybody to go after Katie? Nowhere. Never.
What the fuck?
What the hell? Damn, girl.
That wasn't me. Oh my god, that was Michael. That wasn't me. I hit a mute button. I will hit mute. No, sadly, it wasn't the dog. Our dog passed away.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
We're puppy people. I know. We're doggies. We're doggo people.
All right. So this is exhibit. What am I on? D. Okay, 1 of 3.
D.
So here we have. I have seen the bare naked, unadulterated, morally reprehensible, repugnant, sociopathic face of evil today, and thy name is Katie Joy Paulson.
I think that's pretty apropos.
I fucking love that.
Yeah,
I love
that's pretty apropos.
Just like I don't know.
And that's not defamation.
Wow, that's a fucking insult. That's a fucking
and that's
insult.
all true though. And looking back, this was from 2019, right? Mm-hmm. It is now 2023, 4 years later. Is that not still exactly how she is?
Yep. That's a fucking post that holds. Yep.
Absolutely. That had legs. That really something that how they say that this won't age well. This aged very well.
It's still aging well. Yep. I can't release the screenshots yet, but when they are soon, you will know pure evil. I have explicit confirmation. Okay, I'm not going to go over that.
Yeah, that's not going to detail any respect for the family. But here's the thing: I released the story about what happened now, and I actually have the DMs with the person who brought it to my attention. Right, the person who brought those screenshots to my attention had said, "I have something that I don't know what to do." Leslie has said I can ask somebody about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you about it and get your opinion on it. And so I gave them my opinion on it. And by the way, people know who it was now. It was Kim unveiling the mask. And I was shocked by it. I was like, holy shit, why would she say anything like this knowing that it would get out? But this was mind-blowing to me that she would actually say something along the lines, that she was glad that this event happened. This is unfortunate tragedy.
I don't think she really thought it was going to get out. I don't think she did. I think when she spouted it, like through her finger texting, I don't think she really particularly cared if it did. She felt justified in what she was saying.
Yeah, absolutely right. Because she even said, and this is incontrovertible, on a video comment, she said, somebody had passed, but what about me? What about what they did to me? This was what her was saying, her words. And so people know now I didn't create those things. So all these people that said that I created those things know for a fact it wasn't true, because they know how I got a hold of them, because somebody asked me about them and asked my opinion about them, and Leslie was fine with that.
I tell you though, all the shit freaking I learned about Nat and everything, about how all that, so much of that, like evidence, whatever, was faked and whatnot, like that really just solidifies who it is that was behind these things. If they were, or not even, no, it's not even that they were behind them being faked. It's that they were behind the narrative of them being faked. That's exactly. They knew. They had the knowledge. They were able to sell the story and explain it away as though it were fact.
That was running defense of Katie by trying to portray it as being fake. That I created, or other people created it. We absolutely know without doubt now that, while we can't prove their authenticity, I do believe that we can prove that I didn't create them.
No. And if anyone wants to,
how I got them.
And if anyone wants to, like kind of question or whatever, my belief there, my thought process, at one point in time when I was talking with Michael Saltz, he asked me what I thought if it was you behind the emails. What do you think about it being Steve, or whatever? And I said, well, first he asked about Tina. I said, I bet my house on it. It's not Tina. And then when it came to you, I said, well, I may not quite bet my house on it, but I'll bet everything in my house on it that it's not Steve.
What's worth more? So I appreciate that. You do Tata better. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So he's like, Saltz was kind of almost adamant at pushing and pressing that it was you. And I said, well,
I convinced it was.
I said, well, it's funny you mentioned this, because I've been kind of under the belief and assumption like it might be Unirock. And he was like, right after that, like, no. And I'm just like, motherfucker, it was Unirock who was pushing. It was you to begin with. And he was, listening to him or whatever. And it's just like, they're right there. Like it took me time to get to the point of it, considering Unirock is the culprit, but he was right on top of that shit to blame you. Like,
those like I said, I think they're very, very real, but the whole narrative that was constructed by them.
Yep.
And by the way, Saltz is well aware of this. Saltz learned the hard way that there's a lot of people that gave him some bullshit information.
Yeah, I think that was all like if that was discovered, it was after the fact.
After the fact, it was after the fact.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, after the fact, unfortunately, but whatever. But the point is that we're reviewing 2022 and things of that nature. That narrative that people were promoting, only a handful of people ever bothered to even remotely try to apologize for anything like that. The people that were running those narratives, they're never going to apologize, because one, I would never accept it. They're evil fucking people. But two, this is the intent of this is to show people, those people that run those narratives, those are the shitty people. Those are the people.
Most of them are still running them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're still running. Yeah, they're still making up shit. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But these are the people that I'm wondering, when we say Katie Joy has stands and she has subscribers, this is the quality, or I should say lack of quality, so to speak, of people that to follow her. These are not normal people by any stretch of imagination. All right, moving on.
Okay. In November 2019, Mr. McRae claimed that I struck a channel, meaning that I was responsible for getting a channel taken down, and stole money from a quote unquote mother. He held a fundraiser claiming I falsely struck the channel on YouTube and effectively stole a career from a family. I began receiving death threats from his fans.
Erin, are you sending death threats anymore? No.
Oh, I wasn't your fan back then.
That's true. I don't think I don't think I really did.
I never even really knew who you were.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
In November 2019, Mr. McRae claimed on Twitter that I had fabricated my son's illnesses and suggested that I had Munchausen by proxy. Wait a minute, I thought that was LB who initiated that. Yeah. So Yeah.
She lied in the affidavit. I mean, I'm telling you, like I said, it wasn't me. I was actually LB that suggested that she had Munchausen by proxy, which I said at the time, I don't think she did. Although later on, somebody told me some versions of it that actually make more sense.
Right. Yeah. And I'm not trying to like shift blame or whatever on LB. I'm just pointing out how she's full of shit. That's all. Not LB. Katie's full of shit. Katie. Right. Okay. So despite my son having verifiable conditions, I began receiving messages from his fans that I am a child abuser. Some fans have gone as far as finding my location to try to contact me. Why would you need to know her location to contact her? She's all over fucking social media.
I have no idea.
You don't need to know where the fuck she is. Come on.
And of these verifiable conditions, nobody ever questioned any of those. We know there's certain verifiable conditions. Nobody ever brought any of those up.
And how the
but
fuck,
that doesn't mean
fuck are they verifiable? Like, how would you like? I don't even want to know. I don't want to know how they're verified.
Yeah, don't need to get the details. I mean, but like I said, nobody questioned them, right?
Right,
but
exactly.
There's a whole pattern of things that people questioned, but she would use those base things that were pretty well established to try to justify anything that she said about her kids. So, it wasn't a matter of being a child abuser, but look, when we say that she's a shitty mom, that's an opinion. She's a shitty mom. I mean, what is it from this? What is it from? Mommy Dearest was a better mother than she could ever be.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, I don't see Katie beating her kid with hangers or whatever. I'm not going to quite go that far.
Maybe not physically, but I mean, Jesus Christ, she emotionally, she's got to be damaging. So
yeah, absolutely, I agree with.
I don't think she's ever. I would never say she'd ever physically hurt anybody, or child. But I mean, emotionally, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And I kind of wonder what. All right, no, I'm not going to go down that road. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, we get the idea.
Yeah. My son has severe disabilities and needs 24-hour care. We have nurses and personal care assistants that help with my son, all of which are mandated reporters and are required to report any abuse.
And I agree with her on that. And by the way, the people that were falsely accusing her, I don't think she has 24-hour care, but I mean, but they are mandatory reporters.
Right.
But
yes.
But again, she would take something and then blow it up exponentially to make it be 10,000 times worse than what people were saying.
Yeah, she'll exploit the fuck out of it for her own personal gain. Yep.
Yeah. And nobody was ever saying that they're abusing her kids or something like that. That was never something that anybody even suggested. Yeah.
Right. In November 2019, Mr. McRae claimed that I was a danger to the community and called me an existential threat on humanity.
This is one of my favorites. This is really one of my favorites.
John, she said I was an existential threat on humanity.
That's a big word, Katie, that you got wrong, by the way, in the affidavit. She says extensional threat, right? Look at that.
Oh my God, you're right. Extensional. Yeah, I know. Oh my God.
Right.
I didn't even see that. Holy shit, you're good.
Yeah, extensional is not the same as existential. Existential.
What 2-bit lawyer fucking typed this up?
I don't know.
No, I'm sorry. It was
existential. Is clearly is a philosophical word. I mean, if something has parameters, it has extensionality to it. Exists in space time. But that's not what I said. I actually said she was an existential threat to content creators because she had falsely DMCA'd people. This was actually what she even put in the exhibits. Nowhere did it say anything about humanity.
Wow.
Nowhere did it say anything about humanity. It was Katie Joy is an existential threat on content creators by falsely misusing the DMCA system. Big difference, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's
the DMCA system is humanity.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So this is how she lies to the court system. This is how she lied to the judge. And she's playing the same games with 7M.
Yep, she is. Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. So,
he told his patrons that he will not stop speaking about me until my career is buried.
Why would I have an effect on her career? Yeah, I have a huge influence. Her career is bigger than ever. I won't stop speaking only because she affected me and the people I care about, and she lied about me and people I care about, and she'll continue to do it.
Yeah.
This is 4 years ago. She's still doing it to people.
Why give her the gift of your silence? Why do that?
Right. So I just bring it up every so often. You guys talk about it a lot more. I don't talk about this stuff that much on this channel. I do it, occasionally. This is my one for the month or two, and then I talk about other things. But
Suzanne from Costa Rica put it best. Like you don't want to talk about Katie Jo. You really don't.
I hate it.
However,
I really don't.
It's like getting the stomach bug. Like you don't want to throw up, but you're not going to feel better until you do.
Yeah, this is our basically our purge regurgitation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So in December 2019, Mr. McRae uploaded videos continuing to assert that screenshots were crafted by me. I continue to receive death threats.
Yeah. Anybody ever seen any of these death threats?
Why, though?
Yeah, it was right. Causality here. Anybody you know sent a death threat to her? Because I have never seen any. But
no. Yeah.
She had one person call up who was some Southern accent that started talking about that. I had no idea who it was. But how is any of these things relating to me?
No, she didn't have a Southern accent. No, she had a Midwestern accent.
Midwestern,
You talking to the brewery phone calls?
Yeah, the brewery phone calls. Yeah.
No, I did a video where I think we learned who that was behind the phone calls. I think it was her friend Darcy.
Yeah, it was a monitor. Friend of her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Darcy,
a friend of her. Yeah, real life friend or whatever. Yeah.
I never met this person, talked to this person, know nothing about this person. So how is that she trying to relate that to me?
Because okay.
Because Steve,
Steve, because it's your fault. In December 2019, Mr. McRae reached out to reality TV personality Ashley Jones from Teen Mom. I did a story about Ashley in December 2019, and the two of them started a hate group entitled "Without a Freaking Clue." The hate group.
Wait! This is a contradiction from the other one that said that I started the group.
And I love how
in the same affidavit.
She says you did this in December 2019, which also happens to be the month that she wrote a story about Ashley in 2019. Like she's giving just cause as to why the two of you were talking. So she wrote a story
about her, and I reached out to her. Oh my God, kill me.
The hate group is now used to target and harass me. The group admits to having my address, and Ashley Jones admits during a live stream that the group discusses "quote unquote" getting the bitch.
Yeah, and Ashley has her own way of doing things, but the address was already known. But here she says that I reached out to her and we started a hate group together, and yet just in the how many things back, she said Steve started a hate group.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not Steve and somebody else. Now, one could argue semantics when it comes to set theory, but we're not going to get into math here. But even still, this was after the fact. She had created this group. She had left the group, and then I had contacted Facebook and became the admin. So this bullshit that I created the group with Ashley is absolutely 100% false.
Even I don't even understand the argument. I mean, so what if you did? Like, so the fuck what? You know what I mean? Okay. In December 2019, Ashley Jones leaves the group. Mr. McRae takes over as administrator of the hate group. The group targets my tweets. They came after my tweets, Judge.
My tweets? Oh my God, on Twitter, people are being mean to me, Karen.
They admit to stalking my Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook to document everything I do in order to expose me. So basically, people admit to following your social media.
Right, exactly. Yeah. They follow your social media. And by the way, I wasn't the one following any of this. I still don't follow. I don't watch any of her shit. I have other people that I get clips on Twitter that I'll see, like Llama Girl. Thank God for her. And what you put out. But other than that, I didn't ever watch her shit. I don't follow her on Instagram.
It's just
never have.
They admit to stalking my Instagram. How the fuck do you stalk social media? Like how they follow? They're admitting to following your social media. That's basically what it is. Come on.
I don't think I don't think I ever did follow her on Instagram, even when like in the early days. If I did, I don't remember. But after I blocked her, we were done. All right.
Yeah, I refuse to follow her, sub to her or anything.
God no.
I mean, I'll watch her shit, but I won't sub. In January 2020, Mr. McRae says he will not stop talking about me because he was exposed for lying about the striking of the channel, and the screenshots were proven fake. Really, it has nothing to do with the fact that he's claiming that you lied about the sexual harassment. Like we're past that now. Like,
yeah, I forget. We just put that to the side, right?
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to figure out what she meant by exposed for lying. What because the striking the channel. That was not exactly what was said, and the technical aspects of what happened with that channel between a copyright strike and a TOS violation, it's complicated. Not going to get into it, but what the argument was that she still asked people to have trolls to go after Leslie Bass's channel. This is in evidence. She actually had asked multiple people, "Do you have trolls? Is there any troll accounts? Do you know people that can go strike Leslie Bass's channel?" That's what I was arguing. The attempt was made. Whether she did it or not, it was absolutely irrelevant. And I made that so freaking clear. I don't even know how much more clear I could have made it. Whether she struck the channel directly or not, she had asked people to do it on her behalf. And that's what I couldn't. Yeah.
Well, here's my question, though. If you go back to the beginning of this affidavit, says he has claimed that this allegation against him is false and has used it as a platform to harass me and try to destroy my career and take my followers. He has indicated that it is his intent to destroy me unless I apologize to him. This is back in 2019.
I'm still talking 4 years later. It's 2023. I'm never going to stop
now,
ever, because I want people to be warned about her. There's nothing else there's nothing else about me. It's irrelevant.
Right. But now though, and number 18, we're in January 2020. He will not stop talking about me or whatever, lying about this. This is now your reason for wanting to take her down because
of the striking of the channel.
Make up your fucking mind, you know? Yeah. Okay.
Not because of not because of the sexual harassment, but it's because of the striking of the channel that I was exposed to being lying. That's the reason. Pick a lane.
Mm-hmm.
Pick a reason.
In January 2020, Sherelle, another YouTube creator, asks me to collaborate with her. Mr. McRae directs his hate group to target the video that I made with her and harass Sherelle. They told her that I am a child abuser, liar, and they flooded her YouTube channel with over 4,000 comments. She eventually turns on me and believes their lies. God,
can you imagine having that kind of power? The funniest thing about that was that video had 4,000 comments before I even saw the video.
Yeah. But what kills me is that here she is, she's presenting herself, she's collaborating with this other YouTube creator. Then here you come in and say, listen, she's X, Y, and Z. And then instantly the YouTube creator believes you and fucking hates on her. Yeah. Like, what does that say about you?
She was going to sue her. She was going to sue Sorrel.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, fun fact. And this again, Cal, came out that I didn't even know about that video until after the fact, after there's 4,000 some odd video comments. And there was only a handful of people that even mentioned anything on her video. So that was completely bullshit.
In March through May of 2020, Mr. McRae and his group called the police on me, contacted my neighbors, posted a police report on YouTube of a dispute I had with my neighbor, which was peacefully resolved, and passed around my address in direct messages. They laugh and have make comments that she thinks she's saved. They have also contacted my husband's employer.
Yeah, I'll let you just take this one because what the fuck does it have to do with me? None of this was relevant to me. None of it.
And nobody. Okay. I had no doubt that CenturyLink, her husband's ex-employer, had been contacted during this time here.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I know that's true.
But I would be of the argument that it wasn't her haters that contacted CenturyLink. It was her stands that contacted CenturyLink because of all the shit she fucking accused CenturyLink of doing to her family and her son.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, my memory's going, but if I remember correctly, I haven't thought about this in a while. Didn't she accuse her insurance of lapsing and that they fired her husband because they didn't want to pay the medical premiums?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She said that's why CenturyLink was laying off her husband because of all the medical bills her son was racking up or whatever. Her husband had been there for 20 fucking years. This was the beginning of the shutdown, mind you. Okay, they were laying off a lot of people. She even went as far as to claim that, well, it seems like the only people being laid off are those that have health issues that rack up medical bills. Like this, she literally fucking said that. And then she said that the Jeff Story or whatever, the CEO or whatever, refused to give out any raises for like 4 years, but just awarded himself raises whenever he felt, seemed fit or whatever. Like, that's what she did. She threw this fucking dude and this company under the bus, and she may have been right for doing that. I don't know. It's not the point. My point is, they probably were contacted, but it wasn't by her haters. Yeah, it was by her fucking stands. So.
Yep. And again, she's trying to relate this to me. I never called the police on her. I never asked anybody to call the police on her. Matter of fact, I'm the one, myself, you, and Tina especially, have been telling people, stop doing this shit. It just gives them fucking ammo.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm against all those people doing that stuff. Every one of them, I will chastise till I'm blue in the face because they did nothing to help anybody except Katie.
Right. And here's the thing. Ammo. I argue that if you're the situation that you feel compelled to call the authorities on, take Katie Joy out of the scenario and put like your fucking sister in her place, whatever, someone who you love. If you would then still call the authorities, then by all means call. But if you wouldn't, then don't fucking call on Katie, because then it's not the act that's urging you to call. It's your own fucking bias that makes you want to call. In which case, that's no good reason.
That's a good rule of thumb. That's a good rule of thumb. I like that. Mm-hmm. And then going back to, they laugh and make comments that she thinks she's safe, which again was one person making a private message to somebody that thought she could trust, just to point out her address is out there. Why would she think she's, if she's so paranoid, when she, and her address is out there, she thinks she's safe, but all the information is public. That was the argument that Tina was trying to make, which everybody in the right mind could understand. But that was enough for her to try to convince a judge to get a TRO because Katie is a manipulative bitch. So
absolutely. In May 2020, Mr. McRae teamed up. Oh wait, I already did this tonight. Okay, Mr. McRae. Didn't I?
Nope.
Did we do it?
You did. Nope, not 20.
Okay.
Goes on.
Okay. Mr. McRae teamed up with Sherelle to expose me. He claims I stole money from him, falsely accused him of fraud and sexual harassment. When Sherelle canceled the series, he published an article accusing me of theft, fraud, using the Me Too movement, and put together screenshots out of order. Out of order, Judge. They then pasted them together to paint me as a monster.
Yeah,
I continue to receive death threats.
So let me ask you, Erin, when the fuck did I ever accuse her of theft or stealing money from me?
I'm trying to. I want to know about this out of order shit, Steve. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought my chronology was pretty tight. And I even tell people if there's a mistake in my blog, I'm happy to correct it, but I don't know what that would even mean by the screenshots out of order. I wasn't trying to make a full, chronology of this is like happened in January, February, March. I was explaining. So if there's anything that maybe happened at a different time, that's irrelevant. I couldn't give a shit. That's not the point.
I mean, unless the out of order is completely flipping the context of the conversation and giving people an opposite or a different impression, unless it's doing that, what the fuck does the order matter?
I have no idea.
If it was doing that, wouldn't she then fucking point that out?
She did. Yeah. Look, if she didn't even said what was out of order, and if she would have said what is out of order, I at least would have looked at it myself, because no matter what the source is a fact, right? And if I have something that's not factually correct, even if she pointed it out, I'm going to try to correct it.
Yeah, exactly.
But she never said what was out of order. But again, it's kind of irrelevant. But for her to say that he claims I stole money from him, where did this happen? You guys have been following me for now. This has happened in 2019. You guys have been following me for 4, 5, 6, for 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Name one time I ever accused her of that.
Yeah, you didn't.
This was an outright lie to the court.
You left the entirety of the blame for taking the money or for withholding the money completely on Kyle. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So again, when people wonder why we never stop talking about Katie, it's because of her lies like this that she has done to many, many people. And she will continue to do.
Yeah, and they're still happening. And it's not even just that. Like I mentioned earlier in my stream, like, yeah, sure, that's frustrating. But I think the majority of the frustration that people feel is that when they see this happening and they point it out, it's never acknowledged. Like any harm that anyone feels as a result of this shit is never acknowledged. It's never given that respect. And she has never just humbled herself and just been like, you know what, you're right. I wasn't seeing it that way. I apologize. I see what you're saying, and my bad.
But here, what about if she did now? Because we know it would not be meaningful.
Yeah. I mean,
there's no way. I'll tell you now, I can never forgive her for what she's done. I mean, I will go to my deathbed and spit on her grave. I'm happy to do so.
And I get that. Yeah. I get that. Yeah. I do think she could actually offer some apologies that would be believable. However, it's a stretch. You know what I mean? But when it comes to you, that's another case. Yeah, I hear you.
So we had Dennis Frida had a question for you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not even looking at the chat. Sorry. My bad. Who did?
Anna Frida. Can you? It's on the.
Okay, all right. I ran out of Bailey's, but I still have the Maria, Kahlua, and Coin True. I am pissed. In the British sense, I don't know what Maria is. And Coin True go well with lime. Whoa. What is lime? What? Well, I don't know what.
You're the
Maria.
expert.
What's the Maria? I have no idea.
Maria?
Oh,
no idea.
Is that red shit? The red bottle. They would definitely go good with the Coin True. I'm not sure about the lime cordial.
Hey, at this point, if you're already pissed, just try anything. What can go wrong?
Right. The Maria. If it's the like thin, sleek red bottle or clear bottle, but red liquid. If it's that would definitely go good with the Coin True. But I would put it over ice and I would break it up with like some club soda. Don't use Sprite or anything. Use club soda or something. I think that would just kind of cut back on the sweetness a little bit, because I think the Maria, I never had it straight, but I think it's sweet, and Coin True is a wonderfully sweet liqueur. Like it, honestly, if you have fucking Coin True, just put that shit over ice and just sip on that. Like that's perfect. Add a little bit of club soda if you want or something, but you don't really even need it. I don't know. But that's
I actually got some amaretto in the fridge. I should probably have. I like amaretto.
It's not bad.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I fucking love Coin True. I fucking love this shit. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So back to the shit. Where did I put it? Okay.
22.
Okay. 22. Mr. McRae has reached out to my professional network, including other creators, prior editors, etc. She listed 2 things and then said etc. Like that feels wrong to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's not really inclusive list there. It's like, okay,
yeah,
first of all,
exactly.
I reached out to creators. I'm a creator. And prior editors, I don't even know what she means by that, except for one person. And that's one person, not plural, one person.
Right.
And you know who she's referring to?
Mm-mm.
Suzanne.
Okay, I was going to say.
That's
she's not a prior
to.
editor. Suzanne wasn't her editor.
No, but I think
other
she just
creators. Yeah.
I think that she was trying to refer to.
Yeah.
Was Suzanne, because I never reached out to any of the actual editors for Pathos. So that's plural, which is a lie. And I don't encourage people not to work with her. I just let them know the truth, and then make up their own opinion.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if I'm trying to ruin her career, I did a shitty job, man. Because Jesus Christ.
And has encouraged them not to work with me. He's trying to ruin my career. See, and I am of the belief that if it were that possible and easy to do, then I don't know. Like, I mean, if you were going out of your way and creating all these crazy diversions and like fits or whatever, then that'd be one thing. But just saying, hey, dude, she did this, she did that, she did this. See you later. Yeah, no, I don't. That's not trying.
I don't put a lot of time into it. All I want to do is put out the information, like I always do, and let people make up their own minds. That's it. That's what all we want to be doing. I have a year until I look. I'm honest. I would like to see her career gone, only because I think that she's built a career on harming people, and I think that's dangerous. I think it's harmful. I think it's unethical. And so, would I like to see her career gone? Absolutely, because it's harmful to people. I don't like harm. I don't like her lying to people and grifting to people and using people and manipulating people and actually causing emotional harm to people. I don't like that. Okay, so yes, I'm against her having, because it's not a career. This is not a career for her.
No,
dishonesty is not a career unless you're a lawyer. Okay, but I can't. Yellow journalism is nothing to be prideful of as a career. So
no, exactly. The amount of harassment online is astounding. Steve, you are responsible for all the fucking harassment online. God damn it! This TRO would have solved all of that.
Dude. Fuck? I am morally responsible for every evil that ever happened on Twitter. Hey,
it's your fault. It's Steve's fault. I told my followers that I would be taking legal action. Well, since you told your followers, you have to follow through. What the fuck? He did not believe that I would follow through and had his attorney contact me to verify that I would be taking legal action. Like, how dare his attorney call me on my bluff?
It wasn't my attorney. It was my attorney in fact, which was Ruhif, who had what's called limited power attorney. So again, she's manipulating the story to the judge. And
didn't he just contact her to say, listen, I will accept service on his behalf. Yeah.
Right. Real harassment.
Let me make this easy on you. You don't have to go out and find a lawyer. I will accept on his behalf. What the fuck?
Yeah. But she is right here. I didn't believe that she would I was like, okay, go for it. But I was like, let's see how evil and dishonest she actually is. If she's going to use the legal system to lie to the court, that's next level. That's just not somebody who's just being mildly dishonest. That is psychopathic dishonesty. That is a next level mental problem that she has. Because if you're lying, every time I did an affidavit, I double, triple checked it. Did you not notice in the Kyle Curtis case, the non sequitur, everything in those affidavits did anybody ever go find anything that was wrong with them? I made sure everything was verifiable, had evidence, and I triple checked them. I didn't write those affidavits. My lawyer did. Because they had the information, and then I double checked them for verticality. She wrote this personally, and look at all the things that the lawyer allowed.
Yeah, I just find it funny how you point out how it's psychopath, or I forget what the actual term was.
It's psychopathy.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I just find that funny because that's been kind of my argument about the whole falsely blaming the investigating officer and her.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it takes next level. This is a shitty fucking sociopath narcissist that does this kind of stuff.
It takes a fucking deep down feeling of big mad to go that far. Like it does. Like it's
look how much Kyle. I mean, Kyle absolutely lied to the same degree she did to the court. In some cases, even worse, obviously, right? I mean, he perpetuated a huge fraud in the court. He was a narcissist. She's a narcissist. Narcissists, it's been well established, have no compunction about lying in legal matters. They don't care. They don't care about the ramifications. They don't think they're going to get caught. And if they do, they just don't seem to care.
He has talked extensively about how this is a veiled threat and that he has done nothing wrong. Like, how dare he speak in his defense, Judge?
Hey, we have somebody defending Katie. Would they like to come in? That'd be awesome. Would you read this?
Sure, I'm all for it. Like the blue one, laziness.
Yeah,
Katie
we give everybody
deserve
opportunity.
this constant harassment by you or EKC. You are very lucky that to her. You are very lucky that to her you are but a small fish.
So this
That's
is
why
either,
you're in here. That's why
you're
you're
either
in
a
here, Liz,
troll
right?
or not
Because
a troll.
we're small fish.
Yeah. So if it's not a troll, we'll see if they can come in. If it's a troll, then they just get removed because
they won't.
It could be Katie herself. So
it is.
We let people defend. We let people hey, look, if you've got an argument, present the argument. So that's how we operate here.
Yeah. And I
really do want to talk to one of her stands. I really do. If this is some nobody stand that I've never heard of, I'd love to have a conversation with them.
If I am of the belief that we are small fish, then why are people here all upset about what we're doing in our little pond over here?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, if it's just a little pond, ignore us and go on your merry way.
Yeah.
I like.
All right, let me go back here.
24.
I have consulted with multiple attorneys and have been advised that I have significant defamation claims and could start a lawsuit that would require him to take down all the content he has put out, because that's how you deal with harassment.
Yeah, and fun fact, I never took down a damn thing. Not one. I have not taken down a damn thing. How many times she says she's going to get content removed and that's just all defamation? The three things that she had filed a counter defamation suit, none of them were about any of this. Now she mentioned them. She tried to mention them, but her actual complaints were, one, that I had released confidential information. Two, that oh shit, well, I forgot. It's been so long, I forgot what they even were. But if she wanted that, if she was so harmed that she thought that the material that I had was so damning, then why didn't she follow through on that? She decided to not follow through on the TRO in order to try to sue me civilly, which is compensatory, right? There's some kind of relief for civil, but she could have on the TRO requested that I take down stuff, which would never have happened. I mean, there was just no chance of that happening. But if you look at the end result of the TRO, is she couldn't say anything negative about me and I couldn't say anything negative about her for a year. That's it. That's all that came of that.
She had to agree to the same stipulations that her harasser had to. What the fuck?
And I didn't think she was going to abide by that. That surprised me. I am still to this day absolutely surprised to no end that she upheld her end of that. That to me blows my mind, and I still want to understand the psychopathy involved in that, because somebody who's so narcissistic, who's so willing to break the law, why isn't she? How come she didn't violate that NDC with me? Yeah, the only reason I can think of is because my lawyer had said if she violates the NDA, I'll help you take her to small claims court, and you can get up to $15,000 in small claims court.
This line. I have chosen to start with this restraining order, but will pursue the full lawsuit if he does not stop harassing me, because defamation is harassment. They're not one and the same. It's like, if first the criminal or the civil proceeding alleging criminal behavior does not work, then I will go over here to the more expensive civil proceedings.
Right. Wouldn't the restraining order be wouldn't you want to continue with the restraining order and not have to go the other route? Because the restraining order prevents somebody who, from one, if she thought that it was a physical danger, because she made it out to sound like I was a physical threat to her living in the same state of her, which I never did. Look, as you said, Erin, and I think this is very astute, you had said, if you were willing to call the police on somebody, if it was your family or something like that, and you really thought there was something there, then that's one thing. But if it's just because it was Katie, then that's the wrong reasons for it, right? Well, same thing here. If you really thought that somebody was a threat to you, I would do everything in my power to make that restraining order stick 1,000%. I know people that have restraining orders against them.
That's
that filed, not against them, but they have filed against people, and they don't want those people in the same country with them.
Right. Exactly.
I'll tell you this little story real quick, if I may. Not to get into I don't want to get into details because it's a personal story with somebody. Didn't happen to me.
I have to do something real quick. I'm listening though, with the earbuds are in, so just please keep talking.
I know somebody, and again, I'm not going to get to the details with their friends, family, nothing, but I know somebody who was driving along the street just recently where somebody they knew started chasing after them in a car. They stopped at a turn, stop signal. She didn't turn. The person in the back got out of the car and started beating on her car with a baseball bat and started trying to open the door to get to them. The woman hauled ass straight, and just tried to find the nearest police station, calling 911, saying, "Hey, look, this psycho person is trying to kill me." And they said, "Well, let's meet up with the police somewhere," and stuff like that. They are getting a restraining order on that person. That's the kind of thing that actually does happen, that you should absolutely do whatever it takes to get a restraining order against that kind of person. Having something happen online because people are calling out your bullshit and your lies never can justify trying to get a restraining order and to misuse the legal system, because at that point, the person that had been accosted just recently, who I think is a wonderful human being, she is amazing. I mean, she really is an amazing person. She didn't deserve that. It diminishes the suffering, and it clogs up the system for people that actually need restraining orders. And I take that very fucking personally. So this is one of the reasons why I will never stop harping on this, because I absolutely believe she took resources away from actual victims. And sure, by playing the victim, she had no compunction to lie to the court in order to prevent somebody from talking negative about her, exposing, the shit that she lies about.
Yeah. And speaking of that, let me read this GoFundMe campaign that she started to raise money for the purposes of filing a civil lawsuit against you. This is exactly why she filed for the TRO. This is why, right here. Hello, my name is Katie Joy. I'm a YouTuber, public figure, and victim of a stalker and online defamation campaign. Over the past year, my company has been relentlessly targeted, along with my family, for simply having a job online. The attacks have resulted in cops being called on us. Our neighbors contacted, threats of calls to CPS. My husband's employer contacted, and my public address being widely shared for malicious purposes. I successfully obtained a 2-year restraining order, but I still need to go to court. We have also been told civil actions are needed to end the group attacking my family. I understand that I'm a public figure, but my safety and my family's safety should not be put at risk over a group's relentless harassment and stalking. We have spent $10,000 of our own money on attorney's fees, but it won't stop. My attorneys say it will take months to win. We can win, but it will take time. I want my reputation restored. I want my family to feel safe. I want to stop the lies. And this right here, I want the defaming content removed from online.
Yep, that's what she wanted. Yep, absolutely.
She wanted the shit removed. That's
so
it
riddle me this, because again, this goes back to full circle to the Grifties. She had already got a temporary, not an RO. She did not get a 2-year RO. A 2-year RO is only if it's not contested, and there has to be a time limit on that. So that would only take place after the fact that there's no contest to it, which obviously I contested. If she already got all that and it's already paid for from a lawyer, which was a fixed retainer, by the way, because HRO hearings are a fixed retainer, why does she need another $10,000?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nothing about that ever made any sense to me. That was absolutely a pure grift, in my opinion. There's no other reason for it. She had already paid. She already got the ex parte TRO. Already requested a hearing. It was on a fixed retainer. Why would she need $10,000 for that? An HRO doesn't cost $10,000.
Yeah, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
Right. That was complete BS.
Like a defamation lawsuit, would be racking up that and then some, but just to obtain the fucking
that was a massive grift. And then, like you said, and by the way, that comports to the affidavit here. Keep reading the affidavit, because she says the exact same thing.
Yeah. Okay, so I am frightened by his actions. His entire existence online revolves around me, and he continues to take it further and further. He has now published my address. Where did by the way, did she ever say where that happened at? Because I never found out anywhere she provided like 27 things of like evidence there, but never once was it you publishing the address. It was there was a screenshot of Little Red doing it, I think, and that might have been the only one. I don't know.
There's something Little Red said, but again, nothing to do with me.
Exactly. With all the death threats I have received, I'm terrified of what will happen to me if these people come to my home. My family is not safe, and I am not safe. That's why I'm going to stay here in this house.
By the way, Surgeon General, good night. We'll try not to invade your dreams, and we'll try to talk in soft, dulcet tones like this. So, in a monosyllabic sleep, what do they call it? Sleep sounds. There you go. Is this better, Surgeon? Surgeon is going to sleep. Yes.
Surgeon
so have
General.
a great night. Yes.
Invading dreams, huh? That sounds interesting. All right.
So she's so she feels so unsafe from somebody who lives
exactly.
again in California, that she lied to the court saying that I lived in her state and I was in the same room with her.
Well, here's the thing I didn't get right around this time. Katie had put a something up on Instagram directed at her stalkers or whatever, or saying like, if you're in this group, you may want to leave or some shit like that. And so someone left a comment like, who are you talking? Is like, is this directed toward anyone here? You know, like, is it me or whatever? And Todd had responded with, no, the people who it's against, they know who they are. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm commenting. So I put a comment. I'm like, wait a second. So you're sending out secret messages, cryptic messages to your stalkers in hopes that they stop harassing you or whatever. Isn't this in fact inciting that harassment by fucking with them?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yes and no.
This one got me blocked.
I can understand that to a degree if they're non-physical, non-threatening harassers, right? But people, if you actually had somebody that I thought was a physical, if I thought for a second, like if you had the propensity to want to fly down here to cause harm to me, I'm forgetting you existed.
Right.
I'm going to put so much distance between you and I. It's ridiculous. I certainly would have antagonized you because the person that I was describing, there was not there was nothing antagonistic about the person beating the car with a baseball bat. She didn't antagonize the person. It was jealousy. It was just jealousy. That's all it was. It was, oh, the girl with the baseball bat was like, oh, my man says that he thinks you're cute or attractive or something like that. That's all it was. The woman that was driving did nothing wrong.
Yeah, this like, I mean, if you're in quote unquote whatever harasser, stalker, whatever is like basically looking at you as out of sight, out of mind, you know, like they're not fucking with you. Don't then post on social media to get their attention, and so you can further, you know, cry victim. You know,
do you want to deal with this person or?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at chat.
She says again, I'm only going to let this go so far because this is just absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, you did. Oh, the comment you hit or whatever.
Yeah. Tina edited a video. I don't know what that means. So I mean, Callie. So she wants you to go have a. She wants you to have a conversation on her channel. By all means, knock yourself out, Callie.
Oh yeah. Well, no,
you already tell that she
can come on my channel, and Callie, you are more than welcome to come on my channel, and we can discuss it sometime. It's not going to be tonight, though. I'll be honest. It's 10:30, and I had a couple drinks. So, but sure, any other time, I'm all for that. But make no mistake. No, I have no idea who she is. Okay. But make no mistake, though, any further conversations I have about the shit will happen on my channel or not at all, because I'm not going to put myself through that bullshit along with the harassment that follows it, so other channels can benefit and I get fucking nothing but harassment and headaches. So
reach out to EKC on her Twitter.
I just answered that. No, I don't want to come to your channel. Come to my channel or don't. Whatever. Yeah. That's on you. Okay.
All right. Well, there you go. That's your offer. All right. Moving on.
Okay. All right. So
27.
The harassment is. Yeah, the harassment is having an extreme effect on my safety, security, and privacy, and has caused me to have panic attacks and lose sleep. I have loss of appetite. Wait, didn't she also say she gained 8 pounds or something during this time?
Yeah, she said put on, and she used the same excuse with Todd Chrisley, 7M. Yeah. And by the way, her lawyers, all the lawyers know about this. All the lawyers know she's used the exact same terminology to say that she's had what's called general damages. She's used the same bullshit on so many different people. She's like I said, Amber.
She's ruined her own credibility about
Amber's lawyer is 7M's lawyer. Yeah, she's well aware of this bullshit. Yeah.
I have loss of appetite and am in constant fear for my safety at home. I work from home, so there's no place I feel safe. Well, then get a fucking job. I'm sorry.
No, I don't want to say.
I was being an asshole there. I was being an asshole. I digress.
I get it. Look. If somebody really was feeling unsafe, my heart would go out to them. But this is somebody who's literally jerking on the heartstrings of people to try to play a persecution narrative that never existed. Never existed.
she's exploiting the very court system in place for actual victims, and she's exploiting the sympathy that people have towards people who are actual victims of these crimes, whatever.
100%.
Like, yeah. I know that the harassment will not stop unless something happens and he is forced to stop. I don't want him to be able to talk about me online anymore.
Oh,
and that's what it all
that's what all came
right
down to. 100%.
Yep.
Same thing with Tina,
I want to control his fucking speech online. Yep.
That's all what it came down to right there.
Yep.
It was not that Steve has any evidence against me. It's not that, I lied about Steve. It was, I don't want Steve telling my followers about the bullshit that she has done by lying about me and other people. That's all it came down to. 100%.
She didn't even say, I don't want him to be able to tell lies about me anymore online. She said, I don't want him to talk about me.
The arrogance. That's the arrogance. I've never even said that. I've never even told my lawyers that. I've like, look, Katie has every right to do commentary on my stuff. I've never told them, hey, I want her to stop talking about me, because they had said, hey, in the NDA, they have requested that you guys don't talk about each other. And I said, fuck no, that's my First Amendment right. I'm not giving up to that. And I wouldn't expect anybody else to either. I said, no, I don't want that in the NDA. Hells no. And she said, okay. So my lawyer came back and said, okay, they've changed it to, you can't make any disparaging or defamational remarks. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. I don't really care one way or another. But her lawyers were originally adamant that, no, they can't talk about each other. And I said, I'm not signing any NDA that has that in there. Let's go to trial. So.
Okay. I'll just go ahead and say it. Thank you, Tanya. It's Quantru, not Quantru. I often it's not a speech impediment, but it's just sometimes it's like that kind of sounding with my voice, like acoustic for years, up until like 3 years ago, I said acoustic. It's stupid shit like that. I just pronounce weird for some reason. I don't know.
So it's Quantru.
Yeah, it's Quantru.
And what actually, I've never had it.
I called it Cointru because it's spelled COIN like a coin.
Yeah. But what is Quantru? I mean, what is it made out of?
It's I think it's orange flavored liqueur. I want to say it's very good tasting. Is it like a
Grand Marnier?
It's like a Grand Marnier. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's so fucking good.
I'm trying to look it up, but it's coming up with something not.
It's COINTREAU, I think.
Let me see.
So.
Yeah, I'll look it up later. But yeah, I know what Grand Marnier is. I'm not a huge fan of that though. I mean, maybe. I mean, I'd only try anything once, liqueur wise, but.
What are you, a communist? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Nothing wrong. I'm not disparaging communists. Whatever. I don't care.
Oh my God! I have a communist supporter on my channel.
I'm not political in any regard. I'm really not. Like, I just my only thing is I think. Sorry. I just think that capitalism needs to be better in check. That's all.
I'm not a big fan of laissez-faire capitalism. I think capitalism has some issues to it, obviously.
Right. And I'm also not a big fan of straight on communist or even full on socialism. But although I'm more leaning towards socialism,
there's a mix. I think that not to get into politics, but there needs to be some regulation, and social. Right. I have nothing against social policies.
Right.
But
exactly.
Country is an orange flavored triple sec liqueur. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Socialism
it's
got.
So good.
That was the big Cold War. People were trying to stigmatize that particular term. All right. Number 30.
He should be forced to disband his hate group against me. Okay. You know what? Even if she got that, there's a subreddit that has fucking 38 times the number of people.
Huge amount. Huge amount.
But whatever.
Yeah. No, she didn't go after that subreddit. Matter of fact, she tried to conflate that subreddit with mine. I like 4 people.
This right here too. I want this harassment to stop. I want to feel safe again. I don't want to feel scared all the time. I want this harassment to stop. That's a control issue. If you don't know. Okay. Maybe I'm reaching here. Whatever. He has hurt me financially. As my online presence is my livelihood.
Yeah, she just bought an $80,000 car.
Growing.
Yeah,
exactly.
I literally, if you talk about grifting, I lost $10,000 in legal fees. $10,000. I'm out of my own pocket. That's after the GoFundMe. That's after everything's said and done. I obviously I made some stuff up during the month, so I'm probably not out the entire amount. I mean, I'm still. If I had to guess, short $5,000 maybe, give or take. And that's just all things inclusive for all legal fees, not just from her, from non-sec and everything else. $5,000 is still a lot of money, right? I'm never going to be able to recoup that. Never be able to recoup that because she decided to lie to people about that. No matter how much people donate to me, I'm still never going to be able to recoup that. As far as it was a loss, it was an actual loss.
What kills me though is that she wasn't guaranteed this future profit, these future payments, or whatever. Like it's such a weird and different, I don't know, salary inducing thing, whatever, way to make money, way to earn money. You're not guaranteed anything. This isn't a salary or anything, so for her to sit there and say he hurt me financially and
she could have my livelihood. How was she going to prove that when her channel went through the roof?
Yeah, well, that too.
How do you prove that? What financial damage did I ever cause this woman? She caused financial damage to me, and she knows it, and she's thrilled about that. Had little duper's life. She knows that she did. But here's the difference between Katie and I. I am not live my life by monetary things. I don't live my life by putting my self-worth on what I can buy or my purchase power.
Yeah, dude. Like someone on Twitter was saying something to me about like her BMW or whatever. I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit about a fucking car. She can go buy 10 of them. I wouldn't blame her. Yeah. Whatever. If I had the money, sure, maybe I'd buy it. I don't know. I'd probably go try a little or something instead. But whatever. I don't give a shit about that. And then I explained what it is I was pointing out in my tweet, and it was the whole love bombing thing. But okay, all right.
Oh God, that was the most. The most. What they call it, a humble brag I've ever seen in my life. But again, I don't care. I don't care. That is irrelevant to me. What I think is the most funny is that it was because people had watched and subscribed to her and membered her and all that other shit that she's able to afford these things. Those people, we already know that she's a sociopath and evil. The people that follow her now, we know they don't seem to care, so they're just as bad as she is in some way.
Yeah.
They have no morals, none. All right, last one.
Yes.
Wrap it up.
My safety and the safety of my family are compromised by his constant threats and harassment. They're constant, Your Honor, constant. I barely took a break. I was barely able to break away and write this whole fucking bullshit.
I didn't have time to make shit up about 7M and Todd Chrisley and other people. It took away from my grifting. Yeah.
It's constant.
So, anyways, this was fun because it was good to review this stuff. Again, I will be doing it every year in January, the similar stuff. Erin has a lot of stuff that she's always going to be talking about. I'm sure there's other stuff, like I said, we missed. There's no doubt about it. Never pick it up on her channel. She didn't. It's so funny because she understood how long I wanted to go. She's like, I can't stream for 3 hours. I'm like, oh fuck no, I'm not going to stream for 3 hours. It's been 2.5.
Well, I misread. I misunderstood what it was you were saying there. So. Yeah, this went on farther longer than I anticipated, but it was a good stream, so
it's fun.
I enjoyed it. I don't care.
Yeah. So there's Artistic Santa shilling for the Grifties here for Patreon. I still have Patreon. Matter of fact, a lot of people still prefer Patreon. Wow. I actually prefer Patreon as well. I actually like Patreon, although member benefits are just as fine as well because you get a green thing. So I'm going to be promoting that this year. I know Erin is going to be promoting her member benefits. It's really the only benefit is, more access to me, but I do appreciate all my patrons, all the people that Patreon. I know I need to start putting more stuff on there, letting you guys know when I'm streaming. I haven't been up on top of that, but the people that are on Patreon know that I still put out stuff. So anyways, I know it is outdone. Steam used to stream for 8 hours regularly. That was way back in the early days. When I, didn't have really any name recognition or anything like that. And I will never do that again. I don't think those are just too long. I was young in my Aston, and it's hard for sitting for 8 hours. But
I don't mind doing it when it's talking about something unique or big, or like fully breaking down, explaining something that's of great interest to people or something. Then I think it requires a longer stream. But other than that,
I agree with that. All right, let's wrap it up. What are you going to show for yourself, and what do you got going on? And then I'm going to call it a night.
Well, if you're going to allow me to shill here, 1 second.
Oh, little Mousy, new member. Thank you, little Mousy. I love her.
Let me pull it up quick.
She's a fan of yours too. She's always on your channel.
Yep. Yes, she's a regular. I truly appreciate her.
Yeah, she's.
Oh wait.
But here's it's so funny, Erin, and I really do really mean this. If you look at the difference between the people that are in our audiences, the type of morals, ethical standards, and the things that they talk about, and the fact that they want honesty compared to people like in Nonsense or Katie's or those other people out over that other side, it's apples and oranges. It's not even like the same type of people. You know, you don't see little mousy going around, you know, on Twitter or other places is making shit up, trying to cause harm to people.
Right, exactly.
And yet on that other side, that's all they fucking do all day long, apparently, is literally make shit up to try to harm people. That's their entire fucking lives. So I think it's just good to point out the distinctions between the people that gender to watch a lot of our stuff compared to those other people. So,
okay, so the only thing I'm going to show here is it really is my birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday! Oh,
you,
okay, Sheila Ray is. Go for it. Yes, absolutely.
So
Amazon.
I did write down and I made an Amazon wish list this year. However, I still feel weird about it. So I only listed things that would benefit the channel or streaming. You know what I mean? Rather than just put on there a bunch of shit that I want, you know, but these are things I want, but stuff that's useful too, I think. So I'm going to share that Amazon wish list if anyone feels inclined. If not, I'm just so thrilled that people do it. You just even click on me and just, you know, watch me, whatever. It's awesome. So, but should anyone feel inclined, there you go.
I'm so happy it's coming up your birthday.
Wait, why did it post?
I'll have to look at it myself.
Shoot, that's why.
Yeah. So Ian's going to go on your channel. I get I'm just pulling this out my ass, but Ian says that we don't need to make shit up. We use your words. So he's going to go on your channel, Erin, and expose me using my own words that they take out of context, conflate, and basically get basic shit wrong.
I don't. Who the fuck cares then?
Fuck, I don't fucking know, man. It's like people have no idea what an actual lie is. You know, they hear something on the internet and they don't understand that there's a lot of context involved in things. And so instead of asking for like clarification, they assume it's dishonesty. What we showed you tonight with an affidavit, that's not for clarification. That's direct dishonesty. How many times in that affidavit did Katie not just distort the truth, but outright lie? Just outright lie. There's no other way to put it. So that's okay. So happy birthday, Erin. We're going to leave you with that. Oh, wait, one more important thing.
Thank you. Thank you, Autistics. I just saw that Autistics Santa said that she had already shared it. Thank you.
Renelle says, thanks for making my trip to Texas entertaining, Stephen.
Yay.
Is she driving to Texas or?
I guess. And I guess we helped her get there.
Well, that, you know what, made it all worthwhile then, because if somebody can say that we're entertaining and they listen to us, I love that more than anything. But
yeah,
hey,
exactly.
Second to that, go over to her Amazon, see what she has for Amazon. If there's something cheap, I'll look. I'm still frugal. Sure. I look $100 myself, and most I spent for myself. So somebody else, you know, $100 is my limit.
Dude, I'm just so happy to have you as a friend and a colleague here on YouTube and to share streams. So we're good.
Stop it. People are gonna get the wrong impression. You know, people always like, oh, Stephen, Erin, and Tina, they all defend each other. It's like, look, we're all independent content creators. We actually just happen to get along because we actually have the same kind of values. That's it. That's it. That's the only big secret on how to maintain a friendship online is don't be a dick. Respect people. If you got an issue or don't agree with them, politely to have a little discussion or something like that. But you don't physically, mentally abuse somebody or go after them like you see with Katie Joy and her stands. That's the difference. Yep. That's the big difference.
And thank you to everyone for the birthday wishes, and happy birthday to you, little mousy girl, since yours is coming up on the 13th. Yay, another Capricorn.
Happy birthday. Good night. Okay. So we can figure out how to do this. Good night, all. Wave.
Bye.
Hand check. Hell, hand check. Yeah.
Bye.